Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. They've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon. Let's get to it.
Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe. Good morning, guys.
Hi, Jenny.
Hey.
Boy, that Tom Brady just will not leave you alone.
You know,
this man is 42 going on 24. Have you ever seen anything
He looked
like
it.
him?
He looked 44 last night.
Another Monday night masterpiece.
Was it a masterpiece?
Yeah. Ain't nobody buying that one.
Well, we'll see. They will after I get finished.
No, they won't, Skip, man. Even you can't paint.
We have
make this one look good.
so much to get to today. Will LeBron and AD bring a title back to the Lakers? It all starts tonight. And is Aaron Rodgers in prime position to win his third MVP? But first, we will start with the Patriots and their dominant win last night. The New England defense didn't give Sam Darnold any room to breathe last night, forcing the second-year QB to turn the ball over 5 times. Microphones caught Darnold on the sideline saying he was, quote, seeing ghost skies against the tough defense. Tom Brady made the most of the short field opportunities with almost 250 yards through the air, a touchdown, and 1 pick. Sony Michel ran the ball for 3 scores as the Patriots would end up winning 33-0. So, Shannon, what did last night tell you?
I didn't learn anything from last night that I didn't already know. I thought the Jets were a bad team, and as bad as they looked last night, let this sink in for just a second. I want our audience that's just tuning in. Sam Darnold.
I hope they've tuned in like 4 minutes ago.
No. They just tuned in because they rush it because they know I will start off first.
Oh, okay.
They
just
rush
time
it.
for you.
They're just sitting down.
That's good.
Sam Darnold had a 0.7 QBR last night. 1 week ago, he was AFC Offensive Player of the Week against the Dallas Cowboys. That team beat the Dallas Cowboys, the team that you saw last night. Sam Darnold beat the Dallas Cowboys. What the Patriots showed me is that they do what good teams are supposed to do. When they play a bad team, they destroy them. And that's what they do. They don't dilly-dally around. They don't give them hope. They don't give them confidence going late into the ball game, and this team all of a sudden think they have a chance to win. They destroy really bad teams. Skip, I still can't figure out how good this defense is, considering this defense has yet to face an offense that's in the top 20. They faced 2 teams that are tied for 32nd, a team that's 29th, 25th, 22nd, and 21st. So yet to face a top 20 offense. Skip, that's not to take anything away from them. You play who you play and you do what you do. But I still don't know. So, we're going to find out a little more. They play Cleveland. They play the Cowboys. They play the Texans. They play, hopefully by the time December 8th roll around, my homeboy will be back, and we'll get an opportunity as this season progresses to see just how good this defense is.
Yep.
But that defense made Tom Brady's life a lot easier.
Okay.
If you think for 1 second that Tom Brady looks like the Tom Brady from 5-6 years ago, you're fooling yourself.
Lord have mercy.
You're fooling yourself.
Wow.
Take Brady off the back of that jersey. Take Brady off the back of that jersey.
Tell me when it's my turn.
It's not your turn just yet. I'm only 2 minutes in.
Couple minutes in.
Well, you're watching
got a while to go.
That's like you got it on Shannon time. Where you talk for 8 and say it's 2.
No, it's not. Skip. Tom, look, and there's a reason why, we're going to talk about this a little later, that they traded for Mohamed Sanu, because this offense is not where it needs to be. Coach Belichick is not pleased, considering they got 5 turnovers last night, put Tom Brady on some really short fields. This is not good enough. The defense is playing unbelievable. Like I said, I don't know who they're playing. Tom Brady had 45 attempts last night. 20 of them the running backs and the tight ends. They're not pushing the ball down the field. Now, whether they have someone that can get down the field in a hurry, N'Keal Harry's supposed to be back, I guess, after the bye week. They're going to have, a week or 2 to activate him, and they'll see where this goes.
If he's healthy.
Correct,
so,
Skip.
yeah.
But, Skip, let me ask you this. I'm going to turn it over to you because you seem to be
Oh, thank you.
Of the top 20 quarterback that's currently playing in the NFL, how many of those, if you put them on the New England Patriots roster right now, would be anything less than 7-0?
I'm not sure anybody else could have scored last night with what Tom Brady had to work with. I think it might have been a nothing game.
Like I said, any top 20 quarterback would be 7-0. Exactly what Tom Brady is.
Yeah. Is it my turn now?
Skip.
Finally,
take it away. Take it away.
Ready?
You are welcome, New England. You're welcome because we deserve, my Dallas Cowboys, a big thank you because what we let the Jets do to us 2 weeks ago.
You ain't let them.
Forced the New England Patriots to take this game dead seriously. It really got the Patriots' attention.
Really?
If that hadn't happened, who knows? Maybe the Patriots would have taken sort of a night off on Monday night against a division rival that they had already wiped out once in New England. Am I right about that?
No. Coach Belichick team taking a day off. Okay.
So, would you believe I did not see the Dallas Cowboys blitz Sam Darnold one time, going back 2 Sundays ago. Not one time did they blitz. Now, they blitzed Carson Wentz right off the field, but they didn't blitz Sam Darnold at all because they thought Sam Darnold was Luke Falk, because Luke Falk had just gone with the Jets to Philadelphia and lost 31-6, and he was horrendous. He had a QBR in that game of 2, like number 2, scale of 0 to 100.
Yeah.
And he was so bad, Luke Falk in that game at Philly, he got cut the next week. They wouldn't even keep him as their backup quarterback. They kept David Fales as their backup quarterback. And actually, it should have been Sam Fales last night. It wasn't Sam Darnold. It was just Sam Fales.
If Sam Darnold wasn't the 3rd overall pick, they would cut him after that performance.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
By the way, I must point out, you did like him going into that draft. Yeah. I love Baker, and you were pretty stuck on Sam Darnold.
I used to like carrot cake. I don't eat it anymore. I fell out with that, too.
I think you do eat carrot cake.
No, I don't eat carrot cake anymore. No, I don't.
Not anymore.
So the point is, Bill Belichick came out and blitzed Sam Darnold nutty, where he was seeing ghosts, he was seeing goblins, he was seeing demons, he was seeing banshees, he was seeing vampires, he was seeing everything. He blitzed him almost every down from everywhere. They were coming from all sides, all different creative ways. He threw the kitchen sink at Sam Darnold, and he would not back off.
No.
Because he saw what Darnold had done, because Darnold had a big game, as you point out, against Dallas. He was 23 of 32 for 338, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, had a QBR of 68, which is pretty good, scale 0 to 100, but not great. But the point was they won the game 24-22 because they got ahead 21-3, right? And it sent shockwaves through the NFL. Here come the Jets. Sam Darnold is back and the Jets are back. And it sure looked to me like the Jets went into that game with their chest puffed out like, here we go, we got this one. Didn't it feel like that? And here came Greg Williams right out of the box, because you just know he gave a hellfire and damnation speech to his defense before the game, and saying, look what we did to Dak Prescott. They gave Dak Prescott the worst beating of his NFL career. It was so bad that the NFL later fined 2 Jets for hits they put on Dak Prescott that were not flagged because they were so egregiously blatant. And again, he wasn't sacked a lot. He was just hit a lot. He was hit 9 times in that game. And I saw him on his tail about 7 times. And the point was, Tom Brady last night, did he get hit? No.
I think he got sacked once, right?
I don't think they sacked him any, did they?
They hit him a couple of times.
They hit him. It says they hit him 3 times. But I didn't see one dangerous hit on Tom Brady.
No.
And I figured Greg Williams was about to go bounty bowl on him. Not that he was going to pay money for it, but he wanted Tom Brady on his backside in this game.
Right.
That did not happen. Brady did have the one interception where got his hand as he was throwing the football. So the point is, my guy couldn't be protected. They protected Tom Brady last night. Now let's see what Tom Brady did to start the game. Jets won the toss, and what did they do? Did they defer like most people do? You know, like what were they going to do? They said, yes, we will. Let's give Tom Brady the football. Let's give the greatest quarterback ever the football to start the game.
Right.
And what did Tom Brady say? Watch this.
Right.
So what did he do on the opening drive? 16 plays he went down the field. It took 8 minutes and 47 seconds. And why did he hold on to the football? Because he converted, can we see these plays? 3rd and 7, 3rd and 10, and 3rd and 5. He's throwing to Jacoby Myers on the first one. And then he's throwing to Julian Edelman on the next one. And then he's throwing to, there's Edelman on the second one. And then he's throwing to 38-year-old Benjamin Watson there on the third one. So Jacoby Myers is an undrafted free agent who played quarterback at North Carolina State. A quarterback, so it's kind of Edelman-esque, except he wasn't even drafted. Benjamin Watson has thought, obviously, about retiring. The Patriots cut him, then they brought him back. He's 38 years of age, and you're forced to throw to him. Why? Because there's obviously no Gronkowski, and then Ryan Izzo and Matt LaCosse were sort of the co-starting tight ends. Both were hurt last night. Josh Gordon was hurt last night. Obviously, they lost Antonio Brown, or he lost it himself. And that means that because they went with Antonio Brown, Demaryius Thomas is now a Jet. And what did Brady do before the game? He brought a present out to Demaryius Thomas before kickoff because they bonded over the summer and got so close. So Brady got a double blow of losing the Antonio Brown, who he, for just an instant, for a minute, fell in love with, right, before he was gone. And he'd already fallen completely in love with, as a receiver, Demaryius Thomas. And so he lost both of them because they had to cut Demaryius to bring on Antonio. So you lose both of those. You lose N'Keal Harry, your first-round pick, to IR. You lose Josh Gordon, and it sounds like his knee must be pretty bad, or they wouldn't have traded a second-round pick for Mohamed Sanu.
Yeah, that's a steep price.
That's a steep price, but you're that desperate because you got nothing. So what did Tom Brady do with nothing against Greg Williams' defense? He went 16 plays, 78 yards, 7-0. And then he comes right back in the next drive and converts a 4th and 6 to Benjamin Watson, 7-yard pass to him, which set up a 26-yard touchdown pass to Philip Dorsett to make it 17-0. Can we see that touchdown pass to Philip Dorsett? This is the aging Tom Brady who doesn't have it anymore. Is that not sweet?
That was a great throw.
Did he not just drop it right down the chute?
That was a great throw.
As they say, it was from a drone. From above, right? Wow. So that's the guy Shannon Sharpe says is in decline and is a shell of his former self.
Skip, here's the thing.
I'm sorry. I see 42 going on 24.
But here's the thing. Now, you said the Cowboys didn't blitz Sam Darnold last week.
They didn't blitz him one time.
And he ate him up.
Yep.
There was a 3-man rush, and he got 5 protectors. So what quarterback can't pick you apart if you rush 3 and you have 5 protectors? What quarterback can't do that? Skip, if you think Tom Brady looks like a top 5, top 6, 7 quarterback in all the league that's playing. Like I said, the thing that's so hard for people to get past is what Tom Brady has already accomplished. You can't take that away, nor should you attempt to. But based on currently playing, he has a pick in 4 straight games. How's that looking?
Shannon, are you watching who he has to throw to?
Skip,
Julian Edelman has cracked ribs and probably wouldn't be playing if not for nobody else is playing. Philip Dorsett's had a hamstring pull and came back for the first game in 3 games last night. You got nothing.
But Skip,
he's doing it with 3 guys from Dorchester.
Skip, but that's what made Tom Brady so great. He's always done it with nothing. Now you want to give him more credit. Name the time.
This is literally nothing.
Skip, it's not like Skip. He had 3 seasons with Randy Moss. He didn't win anything, but that's the greatest receiver he's ever played with. But if you look at those other guys, and this is not look, if you're in the NFL, obviously you're a good player. But we're talking about top-tier players. We're talking about true number 1 receivers, literally Pro Bowl guy, perennial Pro Bowl, all-pro type players. Tom has really never had that at the wide receiver position. That's what really sets him apart from all the other all-time greats, because most of those guys had at least a Hall of Fame tight end. Now, he did have Gronk later in his career, a Hall of Fame tight end or a Hall of Fame receiver to throw to. Tom Brady has really never had that. He had Randy for that time, but they didn't win anything. That's what set Tom apart. So you can't give him credit for throwing to those guys and winning with them when he didn't have them, but all of a sudden says, look at him now. He's always done this.
This is the worst. This is bottom of the barrel. He didn't even have Rex Burkhead last night to throw to, and he threw Rex Burkhead a couple of big passes in the Super Bowl victory, right?
Yeah.
So you don't even have him. You do have James White and Edelman with cracked ribs, but that's it. That's all you got.
Skip,
Are you believing this?
Skip, you got 5 turnovers.
Wow.
You got what team's going to win a game with 5 turnovers? Name a team.
Well, again, New England had no turnovers against Greg Williams' defense.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive.
But they had 1. Tom threw the pick.
Well, that's
But I'm saying, they forced 5 turnovers. Sam Darnold, Skip, I've been mic'd numerous times. But there's some things that you can't say. The opposing defense can say, we got him seeing ghosts. We got him seeing things that doesn't exist. But you can never be caught on camera.
Oh.
You can never be caught on the live mic saying, I'm seeing ghosts. Skip, that's like me going across the middle and says, man, I'm scared. They hitting out there today.
It's not good.
What?
It's telling.
So if I'm a teammate of his, you think I want to go to battle with that?
Mm-hmm. Well, he's just saying they're showing me looks where I'm guessing this way and they're doing it that way.
Skip.
That's what you call seeing ghosts.
Skip.
Where
they were lined up in zero.
Yeah.
They pressed across the board with no safety.
He said it on the sideline.
Yes.
They're in zero.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's taken the blame for it. He said it's my fault.
Yes.
Yeah.
But don't say you seeing ghosts. There is no ghost. It's plain. It's black and white. They're across the board. They're in zero coverage.
What he means about ghosts, I'm not defending. I just know what he's trying to say. He's saying, I thought Stephon Gilmore was going to go here, and he went there.
Right.
So I'm seeing something that they're not doing. They're fooling me every time. I'm seeing a cornerback break here, but he's over there.
I don't want him to say that.
Okay.
That's Skip. You don't think sometimes the defense fooled John or fooled Peyton Manning? They fooled Tom Brady.
Yeah.
But you can't say that.
That's a good point, though. I hear that.
And I get it, Skip. They showed the other night, Dallas did, they fooled Carson. They showed him the blitz to his left. They brought it from his right, and they got him. He thought it was coming one way. He slid the line. He should have known. I'm hot off the right side.
Yep.
He didn't. But, Skip, you can't do that. But when you line up, Skip, when they line up pressed across the board, you see no safety. What do you think it is?
Okay, but he's talking about where the corners went on the play.
A lot of. If you see a lot of times, Skip, they were jacking with the corners because Coach Belichick does some things with his corners that you don't normally see. Because a lot of times he'll take the corner and you don't think he can play half the field the way he's going to play it, and he'll play half the field that side, and he'll bring the blitz from the backside. So I get that, but Skip, even that be the case, there are certain things as a professional athlete you can't say. You might have fear. You might have butterflies, but you can't say that. Skip, what do you think his teammates are going to think? So, because at the end of the day, he got a C on his chest.
Well, what did I tell you before the draft about Sam Darnold? I don't love him. I don't love his makeup, his intangibles, his self-confidence. His body language never showed me at USC he was in charge, in command, in full control of everything happening on the field. He was an interception thrower. He was a big play, bad play maker. That's what I saw at USC, and that's why I took Baker over him. And again, I'm reading stories yesterday about, is it time to say Sam Darnold should have gone ahead of Baker? This is the biggest overreaction league, and we're going to be talking about that all through today's show. But there'll be one game, and everybody will say, wow, that's it. Right. It's this way. Sam Darnold should have gone number one. Did you see what he did to Dallas? My defense failed to show up. They did not take Sam Darnold any more seriously than they would have taken Luke Falk. Yep. Trust me on that.
That's the problem.
They didn't show up. My offense came out without its two-star tackles, and Greg Williams said, I'm licking my chops here because I'm going to send the house at him from both sides every time, and they will not be able to block us. Right. And Amari Cooper tried to go and caught one ball for 3 yards and said, my thigh hurts. Reminds me of that number 2 guy we're going to talk about in the next block. No. But
you're going to compare those two?
You know how that goes. So the point is, what happened yesterday on the show? I told you I couldn't even speak Sam Darnold's name because it was still sticking in my craw because I knew they were going to play on Monday night, and I knew everybody was saying, this is the Jets' night to come out and show everybody.
Who idea whether to put the Jets on Monday night anyway?
Well, I don't know.
We get Thursday night, Skip. Everybody has to play a Thursday night game to make it fair. But who in the hell thought it was a good idea to put the Jets? If they made the playoff this year, you want to put them on Monday night next year?
I think a lot of people tuned in last night to say, uh-oh, here we come. And I told you yesterday, I can't even speak that guy's name because we let him do that to us just the way we let Marcus Mariota do it to us on Monday night.
No, he did.
Monday night. Do you remember that last year?
One offensive
28-14
He
game.
won Offensive Player of the Week against your team. You ought to be embarrassed.
Here's Marcus Mariota last year, 21 of 29 for 240. He does not have a job right now. He had a QBR of 68 in that game, just the way Darnold had a 68 2 Sundays ago against the Cowboys, who did not show up. And I'm ashamed of
you should be.
Yeah, and I couldn't speak his name because I said I equated him to Marcus Mariota. And last night he showed you Marcus Mariota. Maybe worse than Marcus Mariota.
If I was the coach, I ain't gonna lie, Skip Bayless. If I was the head coach and I heard Sam Darnold say that, I'd take that C off his chest. If you're in the Skip, if you're in the military and you have higher ups and they lead their troops in the battle, and you hear them say, "I'm scared," oh man, I don't know what to do. What you think they're gonna do? They'll strip him in rank.
Okay.
There's no way he should be a leader.
hear that.
You can't be a leader and do that. I don't care what you saw. I don't care what you feel. You have to show courage in the face of adversity, no matter what.
I never liked his backbone to start with.
What backbone? He showed me last night. I don't know if he got one, Skip.
Okay, well, there you go. So Belichick took this game so seriously from the defensive side, and he is flat out coaching the defense full time.
Yes.
He is the coordinator. Did you see what happened at 24-0 after Jerron Harmon had intercepted a ball down in the red zone because they had it down to the 19, and he intercepts it at the goal line? So there's the interception. Then what happened immediately? Belichick calls the whole defense over. There's the interception at the goal line. And he's got the defense huddled on the sideline. And I'm saying, wait a second. Jerron Harmon fell on the goal line. It should be a touchback. And he should have challenged. That goes in the end zone. That should have been 1st and 10 at the 20. Belichick's not even watching the game. He's not being a head coach. He's being the defensive coordinator. Why was that? Because they had just committed 3 straight penalties in that drive.
Right. They got down there.
They had a defensive holding and a pass interference, and they had a roughing the passer.
Right.
Okay? And he's over there coaching them up, man.
And Coach Belichick,
at 24-0.
Coach Belichick said, I want to participate. He challenged the call. He knew the dude caught the ball.
Yeah.
If he knew Crowder caught that ball, and he challenged
that was dumb.
He had a couple smirks along the way.
He's like, hey, I ain't got nothing better to do. He pulled it out his sock, throw the flag,
You saw him
let me
smiling
participate a little bit.
Just a little grin.
Wow.
And even when Adam Gase declined the penalty, Coach Belichick over there smirking.
Yeah. He had a couple.
Coach Belichick is saying to himself, I should go for it on you. You have the gall to decline my penalty. I should go for it on you, but I'm not going to rub it in. I'm not going to be that guy, but I'm just letting you know.
Okay, so I want to let everybody know that this is the dichotomy of my Dallas Cowboys. This is the split personality of my Cowboys. They could let Sam Darnold do that to this. Remember, he threw a 92-yard bomb after they went for it on 4th. Remember, they went with the sort of single wing left play, and it went nowhere. Dumbest call I've ever seen under the circumstance. And then Sam Darnold just winds up and closes his eyes and throws it as far as he can to Robbie Anderson. 92-yard touchdown. I'm like, okay, that's it. It's over. And what happened to Robbie Anderson last night? What did Belichick say? Sorry, you can't have him.
You get Gilmore.
He caught 1 ball for 10 yards.
On 8 targets.
Got that
on
point.
8 targets.
Yeah.
That's right.
You got
Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe he is Defensive Player of the Year.
But Skip, you know what that means? You see, you missing the whole point of everything that's going on. Coach Belichick is calling the defense. Coach Belichick says, if I call this defense, I can put anybody back there and do this.
Put anybody at quarterback?
I put anybody back there.
Really? Good luck to you,
Hey, when you see him on the sideline doing this?
Yeah. All I know is Tom Brady, come playoff time, will save Belichick once again.
No,
That's what will happen.
He ain't doing that yet. Coach Belichick saved him in the Super Bowl with a 26 QBR.
And again, it's going to be New England, Dallas in the Super Bowl.
26 QBR.
Still going there.
I mean, can you believe that? The man that saw ghosts.
Yeah, he's going to have nightmares about that one.
He beat the Cowboys.
I agree. And then what did the Cowboys do to your Eagles? What did they do?
We're not talking about that.
They turned right around and said, watch
the Cowboys right now. Well, guys, we've been waiting, and the NBA season is finally here. It opens up tonight in a big way in L.A. The Lakers get to see their new superstar duo of Anthony Davis and LeBron take on Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers. Paul George is still waiting to return from shoulder surgery and will sit this one out for the Clippers. The Clippers are slight favorites over the Lakers to win the title. So, Shannon, are you sticking with the Lakers to win it all?
Ride or die. Riding this thing out, Skip Bayless.
Yep.
You're going to die on me?
Per usual.
I'll be at the parade.
I need you. Don't die.
I'll be at the parade.
The parade.
I'm telling you, I'm taking off like the second week of June. Really? That Tuesday, I'll be off.
Parade master.
Day one.
Yep. Don't call me. I'm Grand Master.
Downtown Los Angeles?
Yep.
Or will you have it in Beverly Hills or Bel Air?
Ticker tape.
Do it up on the
Multiple
mountain.
locations,
Ticker tape.
I'm sure.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, me and Magic, all the all-time greats, Kareem, Worthy. Yeah,
Will they let Magic come back?
Yeah, Magic be there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Magic.
No
is Mr.
doubt.
Laker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, Skip, I love what they've done with this team. And I understand, yes, the Lakers wanted Kawhi, and Kawhi ended up going where he ultimately wanted to go. But for them to get the pieces that they got last minute, to get Danny Green, to get Caldwell Pope, to sign Rajon Rondo and add some of these other pieces, I like it. They got Dwight Howard. Skip, I love the length. Now, we know now Kyle Kuzma is going to be gone for the foreseeable future. They didn't put a timetable on it. So it looks like the starting lineup is going to be AD, LeBron, probably JaVale, Avery Bradley, and Danny Green. That seems like that's going to be the starting lineup. And I like that starting lineup. They got some defensive guys out there. 4 to 5 can play really good defense. LeBron is not the defensive guy that he once was. But I believe he'll be better defensively because he'll have to shoulder less of an offensive load this year. And then you come in with Dwight Howard. So, Skip, we're challenging all things at the rim. You get nothing easy, nothing cheap. We're challenging everything. And we got a pick-and-roll defense that AD, we saw what he did, stopped the pick, got out on Draymond, blocked the shot, got the rebound, got out on the break. I love what I'm seeing, Skip, and I understand that the West is loaded. The East is 2 teams. The East is Philly, and the East is the Bucks. So basically all the competition is in the West.
I don't know. All the analytics love Boston, but go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like analytics.
All right.
I love that guy. I love 2-3, and I love 3.
The only numbers you like are 2-3.
Yeah, I love the 3-2-3.
And by the way,
if you don't love the 3-2-3, I don't know what you're living in.
Yeah.
Everybody talk about the 2-1-3. No, it's the 3-2-3.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
This is the poor man's 2-3.
Don't do that, Skip. Don't do that. See, that's so unbecoming of you. You know what, see, you're going to have a long, miserable fall, dipping in the winter. I mean, even though the season doesn't change in L.A., but it's going to be really long for you because the Lakers going to be winning lots and lots of games, and you're going to have to come in there every day, and you're going to have to answer for this.
Stay up late.
You're going to have to answer for this, Skip Bayless, this blasphemy that you're doing to LeBron and AD and these Lakers, because we're going to do this. We're going to start this thing off tonight. Really? I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear nothing about no Paul George shoulders.
That's a pretty big excuse. That's
George,
like a 6 feet 8 inch excuse. Right?
Paul George, Phyllis George, I don't care who's George.
It's
Curious
relevant
George. No, it ain't.
to the situation.
No, it ain't.
Unfortunately, nobody remembers Phyllis George, but go ahead.
You remember Phyllis George.
Do I?
Curious George, I don't care. Lakers and 4.
Lakers?
Lakers and 4.
What does that mean?
And anybody we see in the playoffs, Lakers and 4.
So you're going to sweep the playoffs?
We lose 2 games overall.
What? Oh, well, you just said
2 games overall. But you know who I want? I want them in the Western Conference Finals.
Okay. Well,
that's who I want.
I'm pretty sure you'll get them. I'm not dead sure about it, but I'm pretty sure.
Appreciate the
Lakers and 4.
from this side of the table.
How are you going to sweep Joel Embiid in the finals?
Let Joel Embiid gonna have his. Hello. What y'all gonna do with that guy? Joel Embiid gonna play AD?
I don't know.
He gonna play AD?
Who's gonna play Joel Embiid?
We got Dwight Howard. We got JaVale. We got numbers for him.
Cooking
but
all of them.
But first of all, Skip, you know his stomach gonna start hurting. You know he baby. He gonna eat some bad applesauce or some Brussels sprouts. You know
what?
Green.
I think this is the year Joel grows up. Yep.
Gerber,
He's gonna take care of his diet.
You know, that Gerber baby food that he be eating that don't agree with him. Yeah, baby food don't agree with no grown man.
No, not that size.
I already told you, having watched the Lakers through the preseason, I am impressed.
Okay.
Rob Pelinka has a chance to go from clown, laughingstock of the NBA, least trusted man in the NBA, to executive of the year, because I really like how he scrambled and filled out the bottom of this roster, because there are a lot of good players. The depth and versatility of this roster is being overlooked.
Yep.
Because a lot of people, all these analytic services don't love them. In fact, you got them at 56 wins?
56 wins.
Are you sticking with that?
I'm sticking with that.
Really? 56 wins?
Okay.
I mean, I like your prediction of them winning the championship way better than I like your 56 wins. So I will. How many cases could we bet on 56 wins?
Make it loud on yourself.
Yeah.
How many can you carry in here at a time?
Okay.
How many? What you want?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Well, I wouldn't know how many I carry in because I don't have them from you because you haven't paid off.
Well,
so
I'm sure,
I haven't carried any.
I'm sure Fox Maintenance has a forklift so we can bring cases and pallets in at a time.
Really?
Is that other elevator?
I will bet you 5 cases they don't win 56.
Okay, done.
Done? Thank you. Good. Thank you. I'm off to a flying start here in NBA season. But again, I do like the bottom half of this roster. It's the top two guys I'm not sure about. The two biggest X factors in this league are, number one, the guy who's going into his 17th year, and number two, the guy from New Orleans who's going into his first year on the Staples stage in that Hollywood spotlight.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how he's going to be able to live up to it because it is hard to play with that 2-3. Mm-hmm. The faux goat.
No, stop doing that, Skip.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to, even though they like each other right now, wait until it starts getting a little sticky down the trail somewhere. Wait until there'll be those long nights where they will blow a game and LeBron will be saying to the media, I thought he was better.
No, he didn't say that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Well, he's going to answer your questions tonight because he'll get up to about 30, 15, and 6.
Tonight is the first of 82 games, which brings me to, will LeBron, I'm going to knock on wood for your man, LeBron James, because we did see a groin pull, and it kept him out for a long time.
Yeah.
And are we going to see another pull or another sort of minor injury that has major impact on the team? You think he'll stay healthy?
He been doing Pilates. He been doing yoga, gyrotonics. He good.
Really?
Yep.
How do we know that?
Don't worry about how we know. We know.
Okay. And AD, you want to talk about nicked and knacked? It's always something.
Yeah.
He can be a little soft.
But that's okay.
Okay. It's okay? Mm-hmm. So are you sure both of them? Are they going to play all 82?
Whoa, come on. You make it seem like Kawhi, AC Green, that played 1,000 games straight. When's the last time he played a full season?
You're asking me that?
Yeah.
Because I remember one season, a couple back in San Antonio, where he flat out quit on my team.
Okay, then. And what about Paul George? Is Paul George starting the season tonight?
Nope.
Oh.
He had a couple of shoulder surgeries.
Oh, you remember last year, too. Remember, he down the stretch? Okay. So don't pretend like all of a sudden that LeBron is the only one that has the potential to miss games.
Yeah.
That Anthony Davis is the only one that has the potential to miss games.
Okay, but we didn't bet on the Clippers winning 56. You said the Lakers are going to win 56.
Yeah.
And you know the team that's got the best chance of winning 56 games is the Houston Rockets. I like the Rockets, and if I had any guts today, I would pick the Rockets to win the West, but I don't. And I'll tell you why, because I'm just not sure about Russ and James.
Yeah.
I think they're very close. I think they are like that. I think this goes way back to their Oklahoma City days.
Okay.
And yet, I believe that Russ will defer. And we saw that game where James, in fact, the last two preseason games, James just went crazy, sending the message, this is my house and my team, and I'm the guy who's going to score 40, and I think Russ is okay with it. Because
he got no choice.
That's correct. Because what does Russ not have? He doesn't have a ring. Yep. What does James not have? He doesn't have a ring. So they're going to have to figure out how to sacrifice enough for each other. And these are two still. We're talking about superstar talents here.
And guess what they're not going to have after this season?
Okay.
A ring.
Okay.
Because they're going to be on the Lakers' hands.
I'm not totally sure of that.
I am.
Because when I look down their roster, it's pretty loaded too. I like this group, and they added Cephalosha, who can defend, and he's not too old, and I think he'll vibe well.
We just filed him.
Okay.
Hackocephalosis.
Okay. Well, you might have to resort to that. And by the way, they added Tyson Chandler to give him a little depth at that position. You loved Tyson Chandler 1 year ago, right here, right now, did you not?
I loved it for about 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks. You loved Tyson Chandler. So, again, I'm looking at this. They added some shooting with Ben McLemore. I like this Rockets team if those two can figure it out. And I think they can. I'm just not sure, which brings me back to the Clippers. I'm going to bet on Doc Rivers.
All right.
I am the biggest Doc fan. I like him more than I like Popovich. I think he's even a little underrated in Pop's shadow.
Stop it.
Yeah. No?
I've never heard you say that.
No, I like Doc. I like Doc. I think he's a very good coach. But
He is really good. I think he is Pop.
No.
I think he might even be a little better than Pop, and I think he'll prove it because he's got a versatile group, all of whom can defend.
They can defend.
They can really defend.
Yeah. But good luck.
Okay, if those two guys do stay healthy, it's not even staying healthy. They just both, I'm going to give number two this. He plays hard. When it's time to play, he goes hard.
Yeah.
And
well,
Paul
hell,
George,
should he well rested? Okay. Hell, he playing 65 games a year.
But Paul George, even though I've called him George Paul, he plays hard, man.
Yeah.
And both those guys can really disrupt. I mean, number two played like 5 minutes the other night and had 4 steals. Well, they're going to steal it a lot.
He ain't stealing from Bron.
Well, we'll see.
You already know Bron giving the work.
I think
Ask Paul George.
I think Patrick Beverly could give LeBron some work. Just watch. He'll be ducking up under his knees, taking the ball away from him. Want to bet?
Stop.
Want to bet?
Stop.
You put those 3 across the half-court line, it's going to be hard to get the ball across the line.
It ain't hard. Bron bring that thing on down.
Okay. Yeah.
Post him up when he wants to shoot that turnaround.
Okay.
Dump that thing into AD. Who stopped? I just want to know who on the Clippers going to do something with AD. You going to put Kawhi on him. He 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. Put him on AD.
You know what? He can defend him.
At what?
On a bet? I bet Paul George could defend him. Come on.
Who?
AD, yeah. Come on. Yeah, well, let's see.
You really trying to get AD? You trying to get AD the MVP, huh?
So AD, all those years, he had some help in New Orleans, and he never was above 500? Really?
We go. Hey.
Huh. Interesting.
I don't really care to dwell in the past.
Yeah.
All I'm going to do is right here, right now.
Okay.
And he with LeBron.
I remind you who comes off the Clippers bench. It's Sweet Lou.
Oh, Sweet Lou. Oh, he's best six man ever.
Then it's Montrez.
I love Trez.
And then it's Mo Harkless, who's pretty good.
Yeah.
They acquired him, right?
I'm just mad about Zoobs.
Yeah. Big Zoo.
Not over
he's
it?
In the middle. Yep. He was your guy, and now he's going to be blocking your Lakers shots.
It's not going to be easy for you, Shannon.
I still can't believe Magic gave him away.
I know. You loved that guy. Talked about him a lot.
But we're going to dunk on his head.
Yeah.
We're going to dunk on his head.
Huh. Are you?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think you can dunk on his head.
AD going to get one tonight. JaVale will probably catch a lob on him. I know Dwight going to flush on him.
Okay. I'm going to go with Clippers winning it all over Sixers in the final, but I'm not ruling out the Houston Rockets, and I like both these teams better than I like your team.
And there you have it. And it all begins
You're going to be sorry.
Yep.
I don't know what's better than this time of year, honestly.
You're going to be sorry.
So much to see. So the Lakers are 3.5-point favorites tonight, just for the record. So
Lakers.
we'll see if Shannon is celebrating.
Think about this. If
tomorrow.
Paul George were playing tonight, I wonder what the spread would be.
Be a little different.
I'm afraid the Clippers would be favored.
They're going to be a lot of nights. You're going to wonder if Kawhi was playing, what would the spread be?
And there are going to be a lot of nights you'd wonder if LeBron and AD were playing. Right?
LeBron going to take it. We're going to take about 12 games off.
Okay.
Said he's giddy and excited about it.
No mercy.
We have to move back to the NFL and the MVP race because it is heating up. According to Fox Bet, Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers are now tied for the best odds. Mahomes is tied for 5th with Brady at 7th, and Dak, guys, is at 8th right now. So, Shannon, who do you have winning it right now?
I mean, they count that far down? I thought they stopped at 5.
I had to look it up.
They're going all the way down to 7, 8?
Different page.
Is it my turn?
No, it's not your turn yet.
Sorry. No, Shannon.
And Skip, you know I love Aaron Rodgers. I think he's the most physically gifted thrower of the football that I've seen in my lifetime, and Dan Marino was the best I've seen. But watching this guy throw the football up close, I will give him the slight nod over Danny. But right now, if I had an MVP vote, I would cast it for Russell Wilson because I believe he's been the most consistent from week 1 all the way to week 7. Now he did lose last week, but he's been the most consistent week in and week out playing. And Skip, his numbers, he's 15-1. That's unbelievable. And he has to be great every single week. Skip, we've seen games in which the Packers have won games. Aaron was not the Aaron Rodgers that we saw Sunday or the Aaron Rodgers that we saw against Philly, although they lost. He wasn't that guy. Lamar Jackson would be number 2 for me also, because he's been unbelievable, Skip. He's been, I know the Ravens said, he vastly improved in throwing the football, Skip, but I don't even know if they thought he would be this improved throwing the football. And his running ability is second to none. He's unbelievable. But if I had an MVP vote, it would be Russell Wilson, because I believe he's been the most consistent of the MVP candidates from start to finish. I know what Aaron did Sunday. He was magnificent. And sometimes, you have to understand as a great player, you don't always have to be great. Sometimes, you have to stand in the background, a la Aaron Jones and the Cowboys, a la the first game of the season against Chicago when Aaron didn't do a whole lot, and he was hugging Mike Pettin on the sideline like, we got a defense. Well, Sunday, that defense didn't do a whole lot because the Raiders were going up and down the field. And Aaron said, I got to do my thing. Got to show y'all what I'm all about. So for me, Skip Bayless, I think Russell Wilson would get my vote right now. My homeboy being hurt, that dropped him down. But did you know, Skip, he's still leading the league in passing and touchdown? He got 15 tubs and and he playing terrible.
There you go.
The guy's playing terrible. And all I know is he's 15-1 with over 23.
Still leading the thing.
But Russ would get my MVP vote.
Okay, and that's the same Russ that we just saw get outplayed in his house by Lamar Jackson, right? And he pretty much stunk it up and got picked 6 by Marcus Peters. So that's the guy you love right now.
Yeah, Skip. He's been the most consistent. I didn't say. He didn't win all his games, I mean, Aaron Rodgers had the one game he lost, he threw for 422 against Philly. But, I mean, Mahomes, he's out right now, so it's going to be hard. I mean, he's tied for fifth, I think, right now in the situation. But right now, Russ, they had it tied Russ and Rodgers at 1. I think Lamar Jackson is 3, and then 2 guys tied at fifth. But I would give the nod to Russell because I think he's played the best, the most consistent start to finish.
So here's the truth about this year's MVP race. It hasn't really started yet because I can't remember one more wide open this late into the season as this one is, because I feel like there have been a lot of guys who fired and fell back and fired and fell back. So, again, it's there for the taking for 4 or 5 different guys.
Not the guys at 7 and 8, so get that thought out your head.
Well, I might get there right now.
No, you're not.
So first, I got to go with the guy who's now tied for the favorite in Fox Bet, and that is your guy, Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
We just talked about LeBron James. What do I always call Aaron Rodgers? He is the LeBron James of the National Football League.
You have said that.
He is so overhyped, and people love him so much because he's got the cool factor, and everybody wants so many people.
He got swag.
It's like he's got blind witnesses too, billions of blind witnesses.
He got swag.
And they're blind to the truth of this guy who's been eroding, declining for the last 4 years. All of his stats have gone slowly down, sinking into the sunset for the last 4 years. Sunday, thank you for bringing that up. What exactly did he accomplish? I was reading on ESPN.com. This could be the greatest game he's ever played. Pro Football Focus, right here, right now, ranks the Raiders defense the worst in the National Football League. That's what he did. He torched the worst defense in the National Football League. And somebody came in here Monday, did you see that? He's not back. He never left. What are you talking about?
Hold on.
What are you? It's the Raiders. They're so bad. They just traded the one guy they had as a first-round pick at cornerback, Garyon Conley.
He was terrible.
They just shipped him out.
He was terrible.
And I'm reading the story. I got it right here from John Gruden about all the other cornerbacks that they're going to try to replace him with. And I've never heard of these guys. These are their draft picks: Trayvon Mullen and Isaiah Johnson. And then there's Darryl Worley still there, and the kid Nixon, and then Nevin Lawson. I've never heard of these guys. And they were so down on Garyon Conley that they just said, get him out of here. Let's take a draft pick and move on. Okay. You don't have any cornerbacks because you couldn't see a cornerback on the field.
Yeah.
I saw ghosts.
Yeah.
I was watching TV. I saw ghosts. I saw ghosts of cornerbacks.
I mean, think about it now. This is the same John Gruden that traded Khalil Mack.
Okay.
This is the same John Gruden that traded Amari Cooper.
Okay, well,
do you trust what he's doing?
Well, the point is, do I trust his defense? No.
You had Khalil Mack.
Awful. It's awful. And you're putting stock in what Aaron Rodgers did to that defense at Lambeau in nice weather? It wasn't frozen tundra. It was a nice day.
But here's the thing. That same Pro Football Focus that said the Raiders defense is the worst, the same Pro Football Focus that says the New England Patriots defense is the best, who the hell have they played?
Okay, fine. What's your eye test tell you?
Who have they played?
Yeah. Okay. My test tells me New England has the best defense in pro football.
Who have they played?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm asking you, what do your eyes tell you?
My eyes tell me that Aaron Rodgers is really, really good. He's great.
One game, he was really good.
Stop saying
that.
Again,
I'm looking at his QBRs for all these games, and it's just pretty pathetic because he's pretty pedestrian. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers starts off that first game at Bears. Remember that one?
I do remember.
First Thursday night, right?
Yes.
And he had a QBR of 29, scale of 0 to 100.
That's better than Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
And he's hugging Patton after the game, at the end of the game. We got a defense.
And
I kept saying, no, they got Mitchell Trubisky. That's what that was, right?
Yes.
And then against the Vikings, he had a QBR of 40, scale of 0.
Beat him.
Not very good.
Beat him.
Denver wasn't very good when Denver came to Lambeau, and he had 75. It's okay. It's pretty good. And then here came Philly, and he had a pretty good QBR, 73. And he misses little Darius Shepard, the rookie from North Dakota State, who's just wide open, breaks completely free in the end zone. They win the game.
13.
Is that an MVP play?
Yep.
He forces it to
Skip. You see, I see what you're doing here, Skip.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just spitting out the facts.
But when I tell you Tom Brady misses a throw, or Tom Brady throws a bad pass,
we're talking about Aaron Rodgers, MVP.
But I'm just saying. So, but guess what? In the same breath, you're going to turn around and make a case why Tom Brady should be in the MVP.
No, I don't. I haven't even said a word about Tom Brady. You got sort of like a Freudian slip.
No, I ain't got no Freudian slip.
You're actually thinking maybe he should be.
And
by the way, considering degree of difficulty of who he's been throwing to, maybe, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. He does does belong in the conversation.
No, he does not.
Yeah.
No, he does
not.
not.
So I'm going to finish on Aaron Rodgers. So he tries to force a pass at the end of the Philly game to Valdez-Scantling, who is double covered because one guy has left Darius Shepard and blown his assignment.
Yeah.
And Aaron should have just said, here, I'm going to underhand you this throw into the end zone, and we will win the game and beat the Philadelphia Eagles. And it would have made them 2-5, and maybe it would have ended the NFC.
No, see, that's what you mad about.
But
you're not mad that Aaron Rodgers threw the interception.
Okay.
You mad because he didn't beat the Eagles and put them further behind the Cowboys.
Okay. All right. So what's the most resounding victory of Green Bay's season so far? It was at Dallas, right? Aaron had a QBR in that game of 49. It's like one tick below average because Aaron Jones took the game over running and catching, right?
Okay, how about this, Skip?
Yeah,
okay.
Interesting.
They beat division leader Dallas on the road. They beat 4-2 Minnesota. Is that pretty good?
Yeah. Again, it wasn't about Aaron. It's about the defense.
See,
Kirk Cousins was a disaster.
He didn't have a good one.
Did not have a good game.
The same Kirk Cousins that got 8 touchdowns and 600 yards in the past game.
He had a QBR of 15 in that game.
What was if you don't mind me asking, what was Tom Brady's QBR last night?
We're not doing Tom Brady.
I just want you to ask me.
I don't want to do Tom Brady. I'm doing Aaron Rodgers because I haven't finished.
Okay.
Then they play division rival Detroit, and he has a QBR of 42.
Okay.
That's below average. And then here comes the worst defense in pro football, and everybody says, there, he's the MVP. He's the co-favorite. Baloney, he's the co-favorite.
Yeah, but I've been telling you, if you look at the way he's playing and everybody says he was done, can he do it? I said sometimes what great players, especially at the quarterback position, must understand, you're not always required to be great. Sometimes you need to stay out of the way. He stayed out of the way.
Okay.
He didn't like, well, I need to throw the ball. I'm Aaron Rodgers. I'm a 2-time league MVP. I'm a Super Bowl MVP. No, that's one of the things that I do I commend Tom Brady for, is that he does not put his ego. It's all the accolades that he's won.
Okay.
Sometimes,
that means Aaron Rodgers should be the MVP because this year, for the first time, he stayed out of the way.
There you go.
Way to go, Aaron. I'm impressed.
Doesn't sound like it.
All I'm saying is that when the time needed, because Green Bay's defense was struggling Sunday, and Aaron said, I'm going to get into a shootout. Derek Carr is me and you, bro. Me and you, quick drop. Bam!
Wow. Derek Carr.
And don't worry about that. Hold on.
You have little to no respect for Derek Carr.
Very little. But hold on. But you hyping up Tom Brady last night.
I haven't talked about Tom Brady. Wait a minute. I'm still talking about Aaron Rodgers, and I'm not finished yet because that 97 QBR that he had on Sunday against the worst defense in pro football, it vaulted him all the way up for the year to 9th in QBR.
Is he in front of Tom Brady now?
9th. Yes, Brady's 11th. I'm going to answer one Brady question. What? Guess what? In completion percentage, Aaron Rodgers, I have to go way down here.
65%.
I can't even count this far.
65%.
17th. He's 17th
65,
in the
that's pretty
league in completion
Where
percentage.
Brady?
And obviously, I'm talking.
Okay, my bad.
And he leads the league in throwaways because he's on pace to shatter his record again. Because if he doesn't like what he sees, he just throws it away.
No, you don't throw it.
Way to go. Take no chances.
And guess Sam Darnold should learn that.
Okay, now to the guy who should be in the MVP conversation. The guy who, number 1 in QBR in all of pro football is Dak Prescott. Rain Dakota Prescott, R-A-Y-N, and it might even be R-E-I-G-N, Dakota Prescott at some point.
R-A-Y-N-E, is that how you spell it?
R-A-Y-N-E.
Cool.
But you could change the spelling if you want to R-E-I-G-N. I know that's maybe... Do you know what that word means?
R-A-I-N. On your playoff hope.
Okay.
That's what's going to happen.
Okay.
Creative.
So, Dak Prescott leads the whole league in QBR. He's 3rd in completion percentage to Aaron's 17th, and he's 3rd in passing yards. Is that pretty good? Those 3 stats should add up to MVP consideration?
No.
Wouldn't you think so?
Nah.
And was it Dak's fault that they lost 3 games? No, he played very well in all 3 games. I can show you his QBRs.
No,
he did.
No.
I mean, against Aaron Rodgers, he threw for 463. Was that his fault?
And called
the defense didn't show up.
What about the
And
picks?
he almost brought him back from 31 to 3.
How many picks he threw in that game?
Okay.
What was his QBR in that game?
Deserve?
He deserved all of them.
His QBR was good.
You get what you
in that
deserve.
game. And by the way, you just were raving about Sam Darnold. He got the NFC Offensive Player of the Year.
AFC he did.
His what's that? AFC. I'm sorry, AFC.
Yeah.
I played an NFC team.
Yeah.
But the point is, in that game, his QBR was 68, Sam Darnold, and my quarterback had a 73 in that game. So he actually outplayed the guy who was the AFC Player of the Week.
Because y'all
Way to go.
Y'all came to the restaurant.
Interesting.
Skip.
And my guy came within a 2-point conversion when Jason Garrett got mugged in the end zone.
No, he didn't.
He did.
Jason Witten, you mean?
I mean, Jason Witten.
You
It should have been Jason Garrett. He should have been mugged outside the stadium, and I would have
We
been
don't want
done.
that.
Skip, you keep talking about the deserve. Skip, you don't get what you deserve. You get what you earn. And what did they earn? They earned L's. 3 of them, back to back. And you got a little hot streak. We're going to talk about Philly. We're going through a little turmoil right now. We're going to get that resolved.
A lot of turmoil.
But you know right now, Skip.
You know what? The numbers are screaming that Dakota Prescott deserves some consideration.
Not with no 7
here.
picks.
Yeah.
Not with no 7 picks and 12 tubs.
Yeah.
He's got the bye
How
week.
many were his fault?
All of them.
Stop.
No, you stop.
We'll have
All
to
I
see.
know,
Can he keep the
A-Rod,
momentum?
13-2. My homeboy, 15-1. Russ, 15-1. And you talk about
Cowboy receivers leading the league in drops. Yikes.
This is a note itself.
And you know what? I'm going to have to move Aaron up to 2 now. Because you know why? He been doing this the last couple of weeks without Devontae. Without Devontae.
So he's
I saw what
moved
your
up.
guy did without Amari Cooper. Your guy was on the threat, on the precipice of being out the league.
Different
Wait a second.
discussion.
Without Amari Cooper, my guy came back from 21 to 3 down at Jets to within a 2-point conversion of tying the game.
Do you remember what your guy was the first half of last year before Amari? That's what you told me, Skip. You say Amari changed your quarterback's life.
You told me that Zeke drives the train, and Zeke was there for all those 8 games, and they went 3-5 with the guy who drives the train. Whose fault was that? I think it was the running back's fault, because you say he's the best player.
I'm going to take Amari away for as long as Devontae's away. And we're going to see how old Dak does.
All right.
Because my guy thrived.
I'm going to remember this one, MVP odds.
Maybe
Get you guys
Devontae's a little
going.
overrated.
Jerry Jones continues to support head coach Jason Garrett. Last week, Jerry said Garrett would be very sought after if he made the open market. And after an impressive win against the Eagles on Sunday, Jerry said, quote, "I am looking for reasons. I'm looking for reasons to keep him. It's merited here. It's hard to get an effective coach and get it locked in with all you have to do, retool and redo. I'm comfortable. We have established some security apart from the one loss. He represents the organization well on and off the field. You don't have to wake up in the morning reading about it." He said a lot there. Interesting stuff. Shannon, what is Jerry saying here?
Skip. Jerry's confusing. Jerry says
It's
a lot of
confusing to
words that
read.
confusing Skip, but the very thing that I take, he's comfortable. Skip, he said, now just last week, Jenny read it, says, you know what, if Jason Garrett were to hit the open market, Skip, he'd be a sought-after commodity. Now, a sought-after commodity. This week, he turns around and says, I'm looking for a reason to keep him. Skip, you married, Jenny, you're married. I tell you what, let Ernestine find out that Skip Bayless need a reason to stay married. Ernestine gonna give him a reason, he gonna get divorced. Let Matt find out Jenny need a reason to stay married. Matt gonna give a reason why she gonna get divorced. Skip, you know what Jerry said? Jerry says, I'm comfortable because what other coach gonna let me address the team before he does and they take the field? What coach gonna let me address them after they come off the field? Skip, this is so... Jerry ought to be ashamed of himself. Why would Jerry utter this out loud, Skip? To say publicly, I need a reason to keep the man. Skip, this is embarrassing.
Not good.
This is shameful. I mean, look, Jerry, this is your team. You run it how you want to. But Jerry knows he shouldn't be saying this, Skip. And he's a hot commodity. I mean, hot commodities, man, I got all the reason in the world. He's a great guy. He does a great job. Oh, I love the way he runs the team. He's not in the paper, yada, yada, yada. He gave you all the reasons why he should, but Jerry says, I still need a reason why I should keep him. Man, this is unbelievable. Red, let me tell you a little something. You know, Jason, I call it Red. Red, if you don't get this team to the NFC Championship game, maybe even further, there's a 95% chance your name is not going to be on
That's correct.
the door next year.
I agree.
In Dallas. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. By the way, Ernestine occasionally says to me, I'm looking for one reason to stay with you. And you know what? I don't leave. I say,
Hard.
keep looking, man.
Now, Ernestine, for her part.
Yeah,
I know.
She's
a saint, Skip.
She is a saint.
She's a saint.
I agree.
To live with you, to put up with you. Oh, no, what's higher than a saint? Godly? Whatever. To put
I
up
learned
with
a
you.
lot about you reading her book. Now I know all the
Thank you.
secrets.
By the
so-
way, she's going to be on Tamron Hall's show today.
Oh, really?
Promoting her book.
I'll tune in.
Way to go.
But now I know
You going
everything
to?
about you, Skip, so
I'm going to make
you're
a
out of
little
luck.
cameo. 'Cause she's the star of our show.
Just a little
Yes.
cameo.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I've said this several times to you. Jerry Jones has actually invented his own language. And Stephen Jones often says, even I don't know what he's saying half the time because I can't decipher it.
It's confusing.
Because the way he puts the words together don't come off correctly
No.
to other humans.
Right.
It's like he's invented this tongue it's Tower of Babel tongue, where you can't even understand. The words
I
don't all
know.
fit together the right way. And he used to use phrases that I've used on the show, tolerance for ambiguity in the oil fields, how much risk,
willing to take?
how far are you willing to plunge, you know. And he always talks about the human frailty of referees, that we like to have human frailty in the game because it helps sell the game, because you guys talk about it on Monday when we have a bunch of bad calls on Sunday, right?
Well, his favorite skip, he's circumcising the mosquito.
There you go.
Oh,
I think that wasn't
Let's retire
original
that
to
one.
him. I think
That
he
was
heard
also-
that growing up in Arkansas.
But so he just uses it all the time.
no more.
So, again, if Jerry had said this all a week ago, we'd all be all in.
Right.
Because, you're looking for a reason.
Right.
You're lighting a fire under Jason Garrett this
Correct.
week because this is
Big.
feeling like do or die.
Correct.
You're both 3-3. This is for the division lead at midseason. Here you go.
Right.
Show me a reason to keep you.
Right.
Well, you'd be okay with that.
Yes.
In fact, you would endorse that,
Yeah,
right?
okay, yes.
And then they put on a show on Sunday night that is a tour de force of all the best things about this
The
team.
biggest win of the season for the Cowboys.
By far, times 100.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, everything is good again in Dallas, and the sun came back up, and it never even set yesterday. It just stayed up all night because people were so on fire in Dallas that they were just radiating. And yet he, now on his radio show on Monday, he says, I'm looking for a reason to keep him. And the reason, it's all the wrong reasons to keep him because it's comfort. It's like,
That's the thing.
to use your relationship analogy, when you're in a worn out relationship, you just say, I don't want to have to break up. I don't want to have to get a divorce. I'm
Staying
just
for the
gonna,
kids. We got kids. And,
it's just more comfortable
Yes.
this way. Let's just keep it.
Right.
And I'll just be miserable and just kind of be happy on my own. Well, that's what he's saying.
Right.
I'm kind of comfortably miserable with
Right.
Jason Garrett because he does represent our organization very well
Right.
inside and outside.
Correct.
And I agree with that.
Yes.
He does. And he's pleasant to be around.
Right.
He's a good guy. He really is.
He said he's gotten to know him in a different, owner coach. But
Okay.
Skip, deep down, what is he saying? I know damn well I should fire Jason
That is
Garrett.
correct.
But I just need to find one reason. It's
Yep.
like the old song, Earth, Wind, and Fire, the reasons.
Yeah.
The illusion were a parade.
Yeah.
All the reasons start to fade. Can
That
I
is
find
true.
one reason
That
to
is
stay?
correct.
Jerry says, I just need one reason. And I believe the reason that he will ultimately keep Jason Garrett, Skip, especially, is that he's comfortable. Jason Garrett allows Jerry to do things that he would never, ever be. Skip, you know this. He's never going to address the team before Bill Belichick. He's never going to address the team before Sean Payton. And those are the type of guys that he won't because he knows those guys can deliver titles.
Well, he tried with Parcells, and he sort of handed the keys to the kingdom to Parcells, and for whatever reason, it never worked.
Right.
Right?
And he had it with Jimmy.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't coming into it before doing Jimmy.
No.
And you ain't talking before Jimmy.
No.
So
And how many
He
coaches
tried a
do
few
that?
times.
yeah, exactly. So Jason, Jason standing up there and Jerry walks in. Normally coach starts talking. Jason steps back. Jerry steps up.
He does.
Come on.
Well, he is the general manager.
He is.
Right?
But the general manager, Skip, the general manager is not supposed to address the team before you take the field, before the head coach.
Yeah.
Or even talk. Skip, what's the owner talking about?
Well, I agree. And this went so far in the interview on the radio that Jerry said, would you believe, I'm paraphrasing the quote, he said, would you believe not one person after we lost 3 straight games in my inner circle, not one person came to me in my family or my friends and said, you need to fire Jason Garrett. Not one person said that. So that's the reason to keep him, because you didn't get one negative.
It's not a good
It's like
sign
a
either.
positive
Right.
negative, right?
So if one person would have came to you and said, you need to get rid of Jason, what?
I guess he would have gotten rid of him.
So, the question is, Skip, of that inner circle, who carries the most weight? Is it Steven? Is it Miss Jeannie? I mean, who carries the weight? Charlotte? Who carries the weight?
Yeah. Who's in?
Who carries the... Oh, we're going to put it to a vote. All the kids and the wife, put it to a vote, okay? All in favor? All opposed? How they going to come to this conclusion? Because
Steven would carry the most weight.
Okay, because, Jerry said at the end of the day, yeah, we have a vote and everything, but the final decision is mine.
Yeah.
Because remember what he said about Dez. He's like, ultimately, hey, coach, everybody's going to weigh in. We're going to have Jason and Steven and yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
But at the final say is, the buck stops with me.
Yeah.
Yep. So obviously, I'm still riding high off Sunday night, and I'm trying to look at positives within these
Too late.
negatives. Well, I'm trying to say maybe it's good that he is keeping the fire lit under Jason Garrett going forward. And they got a bye this week, and I almost wish they didn't have a bye so they could just continue their momentum.
With ya.
But what do I always tell you about Jason Garrett? He needs external motivation. He needs outside forces to motivate his team because he can't.
Well,
he needed Doug Peterson to.
So in other
guarantee
words,
victory.
so maybe Jerry saying this about the head coach will motivate the players to play for Jason.
Correct.
Okay,
Like
I
he
hear that.
wants to keep a little tension,
Okay.
like creative tension, as they call it
All
in
right.
the locker room, because Jimmy kept his teams on edge
Yeah.
because they never knew what firestorm he was
Yeah.
going to create the next minute.
But the thing was the players in Dallas, Skip, always feel, since Jimmy and Coach Parcells, if they had a problem with the coach or coaches, they could bypass the coach and go upstairs and talk to Jerry. And so that's not a good feeling to have, because you've emasculated the head coach.
You have. I agree.
Hold on, I said this, and then you go upstairs and talk to Jerry, and Jerry says, no, we're not going to do that. Come on, you can't do that, Skip. I mean, how much power you want the guy to have? At some point in time, you got to let the coach coach.
Okay. So to me, as much as I love this team, it still has to win in spite of the coach and in spite of the owner GM. So it just has to tune them out, both of them. And it's up to Dak to be the leader, the locker room leader.
Yes.
I think Zeke takes some of that leadership, especially behind closed doors in the locker room. And then you've got your Jason Witten and you got your Sean Lee on defense, and you hope that they pull together and they're winning in spite of. But they need somebody to call them out like Doug Peterson called them out, and now I'm hoping this is the springboard into another run like they ended last year with.
Okay.
All right. Well, I mean, they got to find something to do.
Yep.
In the bye, we'll be talking about all the quotes. He loves to give us material every single day.
No mercy.
Well, during the Patriots-Jets pregame show, Adam Schefter said that it appears Tom Brady is setting up to move on from New England. He pointed out that Brady has his home up for sale. Brady's personal trainer is also selling his home, and Brady has the option to void his contract after this season. Interesting stuff there. Shannon, do you see this happening?
Yeah, I've said this, Skip. I felt that 20 seasons would be the last year. And I believe Coach Belichick is unlike any other coach that we've ever seen. Coach Belichick does not major in sentimentality.
Yep.
So all this, Tom Brady deserves to go out on his own terms. That's not how Coach Belichick sees it. And we see a lot of guys, Skip, that especially, it doesn't have to be necessarily players, but take Coach K. Coach K is going to leave Duke when he wants to, given what he's done with Duke. And we've seen that. Coach Wooden got to leave on his own terms, and Coach Smith, and some of these greats. And so we think for players, and for the most part, that tends to happen.
Yep.
But Coach Belichick says, nah. That's not going to happen. Coach Belichick has been in the league, I think, 45 years. I read somewhere he's been either a coach or, around the NFL for 45 years. And what he's seen happen, if you do not have a bridge to go from an all-time great quarterback to the next, you lag in purgatory for a long time. You see, the Miami Dolphins have never replaced Dan Marino. Dan Marino retired after the 99 season. And here we are about to go into 2 decades later, and they still have not replaced him. Buffalo still has not replaced Jim Kelly. Denver has not adequately replaced John Elway. He retired after the 98 and 99, although they did get 3 great years with Peyton Manning. And so Coach Belichick is looking like, you know what? If I can move on a year early and have a bridge, I'm good with that. And he says the way this defense is playing, Skip, it's not like they got old guys on that defensive side of football. These are young guys on very friendly contracts. And Coach Belichick does that. And normally what he will do, if he thinks a guy is going to be good, they'll sign him early to a very team-friendly contract. And you look down the road 2 years, you're like, damn, that's all that guy's making? Because you look at Jamie Collins. Jamie Collins is in the running for Defensive Player of the Year.
He is.
You look at McCourty, Gilmore. Gilmore's contract at the time, it was astronomical, but you had to do that because he was a free agent. But you look at it now, he's in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. So, Skip, I do believe it's going to be the end. I believe I don't know where he's going, and then everybody's like, well, where do you see a situation? Are there going to be any suitors? Of course. I mean, Peyton Manning was coming off a very serious injury, and he had suitors. He went to a very good, ideal situation, Skip. He went to Denver. They had a very good offensive line. They had Demaryius Thomas, Eric Decker. They got Wes Welker. They had Julius Thomas, Noshawn Marino, and they had a lights-out defense.
Did they?
And so they parlayed that, went to 2 Super Bowls, won 1. So there are some teams out there, Chicago. Now, they don't have as good an offense, but defensively, because, Skip, I don't know how much better Mitchell Trubisky's going to get.
Agreed. So, you know Adam Schefter, and I know him pretty well. And I have a lot of respect for Adam, and I know for sure that he's had a good working relationship with Bill Belichick, to the point that he actually had an interview outside the locker room live on ESPN last night ahead of the game. And I'm not sure Belichick's ever done that before.
That doesn't happen a lot.
Skip, you remember now, like after the game, at the AFC Championship game, the head coach normally comes out. But if Coach Belichick loses, he normally sends a player out. So for Adam to get an interview with him at a game, because Coach Belichick is all football all the time. He ain't talking. If it ain't a press conference, he ain't got no time for you.
So obviously Adam is making it clear. I'm just connecting the dots here. House for sale, 1 year left on the deal, blah, blah, blah.
Trainer.
But while he's connecting the dots, Adam is connected to this organization.
To a big dot.
Yes, to a big dot. So I'm reading a lot into this.
Right.
High credibility, a lot of stock I'm putting in this report.
Right.
Now, here's the bottom line to this. This is where we diverge, you and I. I still think Brady is playing at a high level, high as I've ever seen him play, with next to nothing to work with at receiver. We're going to talk about adding Mohamed Sanu. But obviously, N'Keal Harry might come back and give him another weapon, but he hasn't had much to work with, and I still think he's playing at an extremely high level, to the point I believe the owner is still sitting back up in the owner's box thinking, do I really want to let this guy walk after this year? Really? So to me, if this continues like it is, and I think they will be favored to win every game. I could be wrong. One of those games, it may be at Baltimore, but I think they're going to be favored to win every game. Will they? The odds are obviously way stacked against you to go 16-0.
Right.
But could they? Sure they could. And if they do, and they get 2 home playoff games at Foxborough to go to the Super Bowl in Miami, we'll be there, Fox. And if they get there, even if they just get there, it's going to be really hard for Robert Kraft to say, okay, I've had enough of Tommy, right? So, again, it's
that was before he spoofed him.
Okay, well, he did spoof him.
Hey, get up out of here.
You think that's going to burn that bridge?
Yeah, he's like, hey, Daddy, I was gonna keep you here, but you spoofed me. Get up out of here.
Yeah. Maybe. There could be some truth to that. I don't know. I don't know what Tom was thinking when he did that. I don't think he was thinking when he did that.
No, maybe not.
But the point is, I don't think that Robert Kraft would cut bait with Tom Brady after this year. I would be shocked. Now, you better believe Bill Belichick would. Okay, but let's say he does move forward with Jared Stidham, because obviously Belichick can't take much credit for hand-picking Tom Brady, even though he oversaw a draft in which he was taken in the 6th round. I don't think that was his pet pick, right?
And they kept 4 quarterbacks that year.
I don't think so. But now, Jared Stidham, that's hand-picked. That would be his guy going forward, and he seems to love him. So, and I say good luck with that one.
And the thing is, Skip, Coach Belichick is coaching this defense for a reason. Now, all the time we've seen defense, Romeo Crennel leave, he didn't get hands-on with this defense. He let Eric Mangini take it. Eric Mangini leave, he didn't get hands-on with this defense for some reason. Brian Flores, Matt Patricia left, he didn't get hands-on. He let Brian Flores take over.
Maybe not as much as Matt Patricia, but still he was the coordinator.
Right now, Skip, you see right now, he is very, very hands-on.
He is. Okay, so I got that. So let's just do sort of quote-unquote worst-case scenario for Tom Brady. Where would he go? Well, Adam said, first he said there'd be a half dozen teams interested, and then he amended to, no, there'd be a dozen teams interested. Okay, where is Tom Brady from? He's from the Bay Area, from San Mateo, up, just south of San Francisco.
Right.
Okay.
So would he love to play for the team he grew up loving, the 49ers? You better believe he would. Would he like to be close to his mom, who's been sick for a while? Mm-hmm. Dad, sisters, they're all right there in San Mateo. Okay, would he love to finish there for 2 or 3 years? Sure he would. Okay, Jimmy G, I read this morning, has a contract with an out that would only cost them, if they cut bait after this year with Jimmy G going into 2020, that it would only cost them $4.2 million in a cap hit.
Okay, wow.
Okay, so it's possible. Let's do the best case scenario for this theory. What if the 49ers rolled through the NFC this year? What if they have home field throughout the playoffs, and in game number 1, I'll just do a hypothetical, Dallas goes to San Francisco and beats Jimmy G, and he has a bad game.
Right.
Okay.
Would they say, wait a second, we got this defense and we got all these pieces, but maybe he's not the answer?
Right.
We could have Tom Brady for maybe two high-quality years. Would John Lynch say, I'll take a shot here?
Probably
I
so,
think he would.
Yes.
And then the other possibility to me is because Tom and Giselle have obviously had a house in Brentwood, not far from where LeBron lives. They've sold it, but would they like to live here? Is it possible he would join the Chargers, take over for Phillip Rivers as they move into the new SoFi Stadium?
Because I don't think Phillip has signed his contract extension.
No, he has not. No. So is that still a good football team in Los Angeles where Giselle, I think, would be happy? I don't know, but it seems like she'd be happy.
And he's still box office.
Yep.
He's going to put butts in the seats.
Yep, and that's your first year in that new stadium with the Rams, obviously. So those would be the 2 landing spots for Tom Brady.
Right.
But it's just still hard for me to believe that this is operating here, because I think Tom likes to go from year to year to motivate himself. And likewise, I think Robert Kraft's okay going year to year because he likes to see Tom stay motivated.
Well, I think Coach Belichick like to go year to year because
he wants him out.
Right, and it's easy on his cap. It ain't no whole lot of dead money.
Well, and Tom has been very easy on their cap.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I still don't know where all the money goes. I don't know who gets it.
No one knows.
Yeah.
I need answers.
Yeah.
Hey,
Where's it going?
Probably when it's all said and done, Mr. Kraft probably write him a check for a couple of $100 million and say, Tommy, thanks for everything.
Okay, so gut feeling right here, right now, you say he's gone from New England after this year.
Yes.
I say he's back next year.
Okay.
I just can't. It's Robert Kraft, the buck stops on his desk,
You
right?
spoof me.
Okay.
We not free. We spoof me.
But what about his little cameo? Does that upset him?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he spoofed that. We spoofed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
we were cool. We not cool no more.
Want to bet?
We ain't cool.
I think they're cool.
It wasn't as funny as I think Tom thought it
all
was.
all I know is Mr. Kraft, he ain't been taking those calls. He been calling Mr. Kraft.
Really?
He been getting the busy tone.
Really?
I
I didn't know there were busy tones anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if there are.
Yeah,
Wait.
blocked him. He blocked him.
Oh, blocked him?
Yeah, it goes, yeah.
Really? Yeah, that would be a shocker.
Not available. It's weird to think of Tom Brady somewhere else, but guys, it could happen. Those were interesting scenarios.
No mercy.
The NBA season is finally here, and it opens up tonight in a big way in LA. The Lakers get to see their new superstar duo of Anthony Davis and LeBron take on Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers. Paul George is still waiting to return from shoulder surgery, and we'll sit this one out for the Clippers. And we're now joined by Fox Sports NBA analyst Chris Broussard.
Oh, here we go. It's been too long. Where you been?
I've been missing you guys.
You been on IR, or you just...
I took that LeBron summer off. I got a longer rest.
R&R.
There you go. And you're more ready
and
than
I'm
ever,
coming
right?
back rest. Okay. I'm ready.
Chris, good to have you. This is exciting, and it feels like there's so much hype around this season, but we're going to jump right in to who wins it all this season. Let's go all in right away.
Never mind the 82 games.
Yes.
And I got to admit, I can't wait to hear Skip's answer if it's one of these two teams, because neither one of them's high on your list.
You can wait to hear his because you already know.
I know who Shannon's going with. Let me say this. I have battled with this decision. I've gone back and forth. I've picked one team, then switched it a few days later. I do think the Clippers should be the favorites. I think there are fewer questions with them than with the Lakers. Fewer, but not absent of questions, because everybody's looking at the Lakers and talking about health, AD and LeBron. That's a little bit of a question for the Clippers because we know Paul George is going to miss the first 10 games, the 2 shoulder injuries, and then Kawhi, as tough and strong as he is, physically he's a bit frail. So there are some questions, but the Lakers have the issue of father time. That's what the Clippers don't have. Will it hit LeBron? Has it already hit him? Will it hit him midway through the season? That's just or will it not hit him at all? So I give the Clippers that advantage. I think chemistry-wise, Kawhi and Paul George will fit better. They've shown they can play in various systems. I think they'll fit. Defensively, they're going to be tenacious. They're going to play some defense we haven't seen in a long time. They're going to be reminiscent of the Chicago Bulls with Jordan and Pippen on the wing.
And Ron Harper.
Right. Yeah, right. And then you got Rodman. Right. And Beverly at the point of attack. Montrezl Harrell is active and tough. And then their role players know their role. Like, nobody's going to be trying to usurp the authority of Kawhi or Paul George, and you got a championship coach. So all that said, I'm still going with the Lakers. And I'm going to tell you why. Look, in Bron, I trust. I think LeBron James, Skip, is on a mission, and I'm thinking you might pick him too, but he is on a mission. Shannon, say if I'm wrong. The look he had in preseason, I think you could argue he was more focused and engaged at times in this preseason than last year's regular season. Because I think this is the first year since they won the championship in Cleveland that he's entered the season with a chip on his shoulder.
Okay.
I think after they won it in 2016, it was such an accomplishment. You relax a bit. And then, of course, Golden State gets KD, so then it's tougher. Last year, you were young. You knew you weren't winning it. You wanted to have a good year. Now, I think he underestimated coming to L.A.
Yeah.
Like, they would just love me because I came.
Okay.
But they're saying, no, title.
You got to win.
You got to win.
And the Lakers,
right.
title's a bust.
And I know, look, LeBron, we know he has pride. He's not only not viewed anymore as the best player in the world, he's not even viewed as the best player in the building. And so I think he's going to come out with a vengeance. AD, and I think they're going to play well together. They have shooters, Danny Green, KCP, Avery Bradley, Quinn Cook. Their shooters are streaky. Like, Green is great. He's going to shoot 40% from
He might
three.
be the streakiest shooter in the league.
Right.
Seriously.
There's going to be nights where he can't
He's
hit
going to drive you crazy because he used to drive me crazy in San Antonio.
They're going to be nice. He go 0 for 6, and the next night he going to go 7 or 8.
Right. It's true. And a lot of them are like
remember
that.
in the NBA Finals one year, he set the record for threes made in the finals. 2013.
Interesting.
The other thing is this. They are long. They are long. You're going to have JaVale McGee, Anthony Davis, LeBron, and at times Kyle Kuzma, and they're active. They're athletic. Dwight Howard, they're athletic enough to get out on the paint. So I don't think they'll be quite as good defensively as the Clippers. They won't be as tough and aggravating. But at the rim, it's going to be tough to score. They can close out on threes. So I am going with LeBron James to become the first player in history to lead 3 separate franchises to the championship.
You know what? I'm going to have to call for a mop because we got 2 people salivating so much over here. This is all going to get wet pretty soon. We're going to have to clean it off.
You're
going to have to audio talk.
I'm not messing with it.
I done said amen so much. I can't.
You okay?
You go ahead.
Okay?
So
You go ahead.
I've told him all through the preseason, I am impressed, shockingly impressed by the Lakers because I like the roster Rob Pelinka on the fly threw together under pressure when he got jobbed by number 2. He got left for dead by number 2 because I think there was method to all that madness where they wanted the Lakers to be desperate, where they just couldn't turn to fill out their roster. And when I look to the bottom of the roster, it's deep and talented, and there are a lot of hard-nosed defensive players on this roster that I didn't really see coming because Avery Bradley is always, he will get up in you on defense. And if he's going to be a starter, it just gives a defensive mindset that was rubbing off on LeBron through the preseason games. And I'm with you with your point. He played harder on defense in every preseason game than he played in any regular season game with those kids last year. It was embarrassing how little defense. It got to the point where Kyle Kuzma had to shove him out to a shooter to go guard a shooter because it came to that. But now this is going to be a very good defensive team. but it's up against what could be a great defensive team. And LeBron isn't just the second best player in the building if you talk about the joint tenant, because most people would view him as secondary to AD and to number 2, right? Right? So he's going to be the third best player playing in that building. Well,
You think that? You think AD?
Yeah, just because number 2 is a two-way. Oh, with AD?
AD, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm listening to this guy. That's all he's.
I think AD will be the leading scorer, but I think
LeBron's preached the whole preseason, we're going to play through him. Why would we go get him if we don't play through him?
You see that pick and roll?
Okay. And who's the better two-way player? Who plays defense and offense? Well, it's not even close. So LeBron's got a lot to prove. So the reason I am picking the Clippers over the Sixers in the finals is because of Doc Rivers. I said earlier, I'll say it again, I like him more than I like Greg Popovich. And I believe he's been unsung because he won the championship in Boston, but now they have a roster that he can coach. And they're going to respond to him, I think, better than the Lakers will respond to Frank Vogel. That's an X factor and maybe an Achilles heel, is that Vogel's surrounded by ex-head coaches and star power, and Jason Kidd, Lionel Hollins on the bench. And it's going to be hard because I think LeBron will want coaching from the assistants more than from the head coach. And I think it will be ongoing drama king soap opera. Want to bet?
That could derail him.
Okay.
There shouldn't be any drama.
Well, I mean, that would be the Lakers' fault, because why would you put those two kind of quality head coaches on the bench as his top assistants? Come on. Nobody else does that.
Nobody does that because they're not sure about Frank Vogel.
Right.
And I'm not sure Frank Vogel's sure about Frank Vogel at this point.
And I think he's a good coach.
Yeah, okay. Well, he got Indiana to 2 conference finals and ran into, obviously, LeBron and Dwayne Wade. Ty Lue would have worked. It would have been great.
But they didn't want to give us our money.
Okay. Where's Ty Lue now? Help me out.
Clippers.
Oh, he's with the Clippers.
Weird.
Very
that
interesting.
That is an interesting dynamic.
And I'm with you, Chris. I think the chemistry and the unity will be much better in Clipperland than in Lakerland, because that team fits together. And that team is deep also. And when you can bring Sweet Lou and Montrez off the bench and Mo Harkless, listen, it's loaded.
They are.
Now, again, if they're healthy, and I don't know how much load management they're going to need, but your guy and AD need load management because, listen, AD has been brittle all through New Orleans. He's had this little injury and that little injury, and I won't list the
And Kawhi going to need no load management. It's not like Kawhi played 82.
Okay. All right. So, what team do I think will have the most wins in the West and it won't even be close? I think the Houston Rockets will.
Really?
Yeah, I love the Houston Rockets because I think James and Russ know they need each other at this stage and age of their career.
Wouldn't you say
James Harden?
First of all, James Harden has been, that dude is insane. Like
he's going to average 40.
But here's the problem. He's playing like Russ is a role player. He's playing like Russ is Gerald Green.
But Russ seems like he's going to be second fit, like he's accepted second fit.
Easier said than done.
Got no choice.
Right. Well, I don't see. I'm with you, and I think I know they're great friends.
They are,
and I think they both want this to work. I don't care if you're the nicest guy in the world. It's not like Russ is old and past his prime. I just think if James is averaging 34 or whatever, and Russ is averaging 19 or 20, and, they're averaging the same amount of assists, I just think after a while, that is going to wear on Russ. I may be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I just think human nature, man.
I don't think he can average 19. If James
Harden could even average 19.
No, because James Harden, the way James Harden is, look like James Harden's trying to average 40. You see the way he's going at the preseason.
I just think he wanted to send a message. This is still my team and my house, and this is my basketball.
But is that the message you want sent?
Okay.
Don't you think it should have been, it's me and you, it's me and Russ?
I think they made a deal that we need each other, we will sacrifice for each other, and when push comes to shove in fourth quarters, I will bet you Russ will be right in the middle of it. And again, you want to talk about guts? He's got big guts, man.
Oh, I agree with that.
I mean, he say, we're going to both sacrifice, but I need you to sacrifice more than me. I'm going to sacrifice, but you sacrifice more.
I think Denver will have the most wins.
Do you? Okay, I'm going with Houston, and that means I got Houston and the Clippers in the conference finals, not the Lakers.
You got Clippers.
Who's beating them? So maybe the
we'll see how, I don't know.
Yeah.
The Clippers and Lakers might have to play before the conference finals.
It don't matter.
Because somebody thinks they're going to win 56 games, and somebody bet me 5 cases of Diet Dew that the Lakers will win 56 games.
No,
that was said earlier.
They got to win by 55 because they don't won this one tonight.
Oh.
Put that one in the bank.
Well, I'll give you the one tonight because there's no.
You ain't going to give it,
George.
we're going to take it.
Huh?
I don't hear nobody no Paul George.
I don't think it's automatic.
It's automatic.
I'll go with the
AUTO-matic.
Huh. Well, there's going to be
Cruise
an
control.
underdog in that building tonight, and I bet they will come to play. I'll bet Patrick Beverly is going to have his say about it. Want to bet?
To look forward to.
tough.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
AD going to have about 30 and 15.
Yeah.
LeBron a chip in. LeBron ain't going to do nothing but chip in.
LeBron will chip in.
25, 12,
this
and
sounds
6.
like a Russell Westbrook thing where he's going to be second fiddle. He's going to accept it.
25.
Stop it.
He's
25,
going to be
12, and
Magic
6.
Johnson.
Okay, well, he's
right.
capable
Didn't
of
he
being
pass?
Magic Johnson.
As great a passer as he's always been, didn't you see something in the preseason that was a little higher level?
Hey, you see that at the rim, behind the back? You saw that was a skill?
I know you
Listen,
did.
he's still the best passer in
A
the
little
league.
sample. That was
You
a
have
sample.
always said that.
No mercy.
The Eagles continue to unravel after their blowout loss to the Cowboys. After the game, offensive tackle Layne Johnson said that players should be held accountable after being late to practices and meetings this past week. And yesterday, a local Philadelphia reporter said that Alshon Jeffrey was the lead complaining about Carson Wentz and the offense last week. So, Shannon, what do you make of all this?
This is not good. It's bad all the way around, Skip. And my issue with, and I'll address Layne first. My issue is, Layne, why are you bringing this public? Because this is, I'm a firm believer, Skip. If you say it publicly, you could have addressed it privately. And if you addressed it privately, it should have never come public. Because now you've invited what you know what you invited in.
Yeah.
Because Skip, and Layne has to understand this. So you lost to the Cowboys. So was this the first time players showed up late for practice? Was this the first time players showed up late for meetings? If not, what's the problem? See, you let things, and this is why you never let anything slide, Skip. This is why you address it early on, because you don't want it to become big. And then people start, well, hey, we won, so we can just get away with it. And then when you lose, no, you can't do that. No, you don't. That's not the way you conduct business. Handle it internally. Call a team meeting. Only one. You don't have to have it every time something goes awry, Skip, you have a team meeting. But you should address this privately.
Yeah.
And say, look, guys, we're better than what we're playing. This is where we are. We need to be held accountable. We got to hold ourselves accountable. We need to be on time. If practice is at such and such, we need to be there. If meetings at this time, we need to be there. All this straggling in and out and all that. But Doug Peterson, hold on, you're the head coach now. You got to set the guidelines. You got to set what's acceptable.
Fair.
And because I'm a firm believer, Skip, guys want accountability, guys like discipline. But guys they will skate if you let them. No different than anywhere else. I mean, the speed limit is 55, and if the police is not there, you're going to go 65, 70. That's just the way it works, Skip.
Yep.
So hold them accountable. Hopefully, Skip, Alshon is not the leak of this information, because that's not good.
No.
And I tried to downplay this offseason, Skip, when that report came out.
Yeah.
About Carson.
You did.
About Carson Wentz and about what was going on. And I said at the time, and I tried to play this off, it wasn't good. When Chris Long put that shrine up for Nick Foles, and Nick Foles was not going to be there. And the starter that's coming back is Wentz, and your teammates put up a shrine of the backup, how do you think that makes them feel? I know you're trying to have fun with it, but you got to think long-term, the effects and the ramifications that comes along with actions.
Is Chris
right.
Long there anymore?
No.
Nope.
No.
But the effects, there are a lot of guys in that locker room. Chris Long was not the only one that felt that way. Carson Wentz knows that. Because as good as he played that year, Skip, and I believe had he stayed healthy, he would have been the MVP. He was not the quarterback in the playoffs. He was not the quarterback that stood on that platform and won that Lombardi and was Super Bowl MVP. So while their allegiances is really not to him.
Yeah.
Because they're like, what did you win us? He didn't. Skip, this is not good. This is really not good, and you don't want this as a team, because this thing can go one or two ways, Skip. One or two things are going to happen. You watch what I say. Either they're going to band together and they're going to right this ship, or this thing is about to come apart.
I agree. So maybe I should disqualify myself because I'm clearly a Cowboy fan, never have liked the Eagles since I was a little kid. I don't know why, I just don't even like the color of their uniforms. It's like an off shade of green. I don't like it.
Makes you mad?
It hurts my eyes to watch.
You don't wear
them.
a lot of green around
I don't
here now
ever
that I
wear
think about
green, actually. I don't like green.
I love green.
Do you really?
Money, money, money.
That's what you love. So,
Different color
again,
green.
Yeah.
I'm Dak over Wentz, so maybe I can't be objective about this at all. But to me, I'll start with Layne Johnson from the University of Oklahoma. He's always had a big mouth,
Yeah.
and he's often
Not
backed
afraid.
it up because he's a good player.
Not Sunday.
Not Sunday, he wasn't a good player, but I'm not there, so I don't know how dire the circumstance is. I'm giving him a little bit of benefit of the doubt only because maybe he thought it was so bad he needed to publicly call out everybody because privately wasn't working.
Okay.
Like he needed to put everybody on public blast that might detonate the locker room and reunite it somehow.
Well, you need to call names. You're going to put it on
Okay,
blast.
I got it. And I'm with you on that. And Donovan McNabb, my old friend, was he put
was upset.
Layne Johnson on blast
Yeah.
right after that, after the game was over. So I get all that. Now we get to Dougie P, Doug Peterson, Doug Prediction, and he wrote a book called Fearless. And man, when you put yourself out there after you win the Super Bowl and beat Bill Belichick, hang 41 on his defense, and you say, fearless, I am fearless, I just think you are asking for it in this league because this league will get even with fearless. You know and I know that they're going to be gunning for you now. And so how is he reacting to this? Well, he got desperate the other day on the radio interview, and he does that show every week, and he said, okay, so the sky is falling, and so he's a little thin-skinned, and it got under his skin, and so on the air he says, okay, we're going to go down there and we're going to go win this football game. And again, it came across like a guarantee. And then he backtracked off it. I know Rex Ryan took him on.
Don't backtrack, own it.
Yeah.
He did not own it. He did not step up and say, yeah, I said it, and that's what we're going to do. So that sends a mixed message to the locker room. Well, is he or does he believe in us or
Do you
not?
believe we're going to win the game or you don't?
Not. Which way is it, Coach? And then, they did win the coin toss and they did take the ball.
That was the only thing
that didn't work. Okay, so now it all comes back to the quarterback, and it comes back to Nick Foles. He went 4-1 the last 2 years in the postseason, and the one was because Alshon dropped a pass that hit him right in the hands, and that cost them coming back at New Orleans in that game, or they might have pulled that one off.
You probably would have.
So if Alshon is the source of this, maybe he's not backing up what he's saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay, or maybe he's missing Nick Foles. And I agreed with you. So the moment I read about the shrine, I said, this is really going to be trouble for Carson Wentz because his leadership has already been questioned.
Correct.
And there have been reports that he presents himself one way to the media and a completely other way behind closed doors. That won't work.
You can't fool them guys in the locker room.
You cannot fool them.
They see you every day.
They
Spend too much time with you.
They won't live with that. They won't roll with it. So in the end, I told you going into this year, I felt sorry for Carson Wentz because this is unfair to him to have to stand in those shoes when he's played 0 playoff snaps in his whole career.
Yeah.
And he got one huge break, and that was Nick Foles got hurt on opening day. What if he were lighting it up in Jacksonville right now? The Eagle fans would be saying, look what he's doing.
The thing is, Skip, if it was a situation, now obviously, the quarterback that whomever follows Tom Brady in New England, obviously we know that's unfair. But to have a quarterback that was really a backup for the last 4 or 5 years, Nick Foles was a backup. And to have your backup do something that you were brought there to do, because they traded up in the draft to get you, and you had them in prime position. And we can all speculate, he could have done that, but we'll never know. Nick Foles did it.
He did it.
And played the 2 best games maybe. We might not ever see somebody play a better NFC or AFC championship and a Super Bowl game than what he played.
I doubt it. Yep, I agree. Is Carson Wentz more talented than Nick Foles?
Yeah,
sure he is.
Yeah.
Come on, got a much bigger arm.
Yeah.
He's not taller because Nick Foles is 6'6".
Yeah.
He doesn't play 6'6",
Right.
but he is.
Right.
But bigger, stronger as far as stature goes. It's Carson Wentz.
But when your teammates do this, pay homage to the backup. Skip, I'm telling you, I've been in locker rooms, you've been around locker rooms, and you know that's when guys do things like that, the guys in the locker room, they carry a lot of weight. And we put a lot of stock in how guys feel about one another in the locker room. And so for them to put a montage or pay homage to Nick Foles in that locker room, because guess what? It's not like Carson Wentz went away and he's rehabbing back in the Dakotas.
He's in there.
He's going in that locker room every day, Skip. And he sees that he's walking past and he sees in some of these guys' locker, they paying homage to Nick Foles. They're like, wait a minute. Did I die? Did I leave?
Yeah, that wouldn't feel good.
Man.
So most teams I've been around, in fact, just about every team I've been around, it always falls on the quarterback to pull the team out of a slump. It's up to him to be the leader of the team, unless you're the 2000 Ravens. The 2000 Ravens were completely different. I've never seen anything quite like it, and you were there.
Yes.
But who were the leaders? Well, you were, but again, it was Ray, starting number one. So the defense led the football team. It was a defensive-oriented, and your offense just needed one, big play, Shay. One touchdown. That's it. You're going to win 6-0, 3-0.
We had what we had, Skip. We had a very veteran ball club. And we weren't playing. We went 5 weeks and didn't score a touchdown. We won 3 of those games. And we could have split at the fabric, but we didn't. And I remember telling Ray, I said, Ray, no matter how great you guys are, you don't get to go to the playoffs without us. We're going to have to pull our weight. I understand that. But if you were to criticize, if somebody says something publicly about our offense, and they never did, and I remember Brian says, look, we're going to make a quarterback change. We're going to do this is how we're going to play. And we're going to win, and we're going to get to the playoffs, and then once we get to the playoffs, anything can happen. So, but you got to have strong leadership in the locker room.
And the Eagles, to me, are an offensive football team. They're going to go as far as the offense carries them because, I don't know, I like parts of the defense, but I don't like the secondary, and I don't like the overall impact. So the leader of the team has to be the quarterback. Or the head coach, and neither are living up to their leadership.
But because you basically anointed, because when you trade that high up in the draft to select a guy, you basically said, okay, he's the leader of our football team. And the thing is that our quarterback was Tony Banks at the time, and Trent, who had just gotten released from Dilfer, who had gotten released from Tampa. So they were not the leaders of our football team. We had veteran guys. Myself had already won. We had Jonathan Ogden, who's in the Hall of Fame as the offensive lineman. We had Ray Rod Woodson, who's in the Hall of Fame, both of those guys. So we had leaders outside of the quarterback position, Skip, that we relied on who had voice, but who had won. Rod had been a defensive player of the year, had gone to Super Bowls. Myself had gone to Harry Swain with the right tackle. So Brian Billick had had success, but I think the thing is what Brian realized is like, you know what? He was the architect of the, at the time, they scored the most points, the 98 Vikes. He realized we don't have that. We don't have a Randall. We don't have Randy Moss. We don't have a Chris Carter. We got to play through those guys.
So what was the anonymous criticism of Carson Wentz? That he tries to hit home runs instead of taking singles, right? That he just throwing as far as he can, and without Deshaun, you can't get away with it.
Okay, this needs to be fixed, or this could really destroy him. Someone needs to step up and make the change there.
I'm not real unhappy about this.
I know.
That's a shame. But
and he's never going to wear green on the show.
Your come up is coming.
Now I know.
No mercy.
Less than 12 hours after a dominant win over the Jets, the Patriots have traded for receiver Mohamed Sanu. The move helps Tom Brady with a receiving core who has been banged up all season. Less than half of Brady's completions last night were to wide receivers. New England gave up a second-round pick to the Falcons for Sanu. So, Shannon, how much better does Sanu make the Patriots?
I don't think he makes them that much better, Skip. I mean, we dug up his route tree, and he's basically running Edelman's route. He is a versatile receiver, Skip. He can play outside, he can play inside, and he has a perfect quarterback rating. I think he was a quarterback, so, Coach Belichick loved versatility. Unless you're Tom Brady, you must be able to do multiple things. So, Edelman, not only does he play the slot, he return punts. And so, other than Brady, you must be able to play multiple positions. And Mohamed Sanu can do that. Skip, he's averaging 9 yards a catch. That's not good. I mean, a tight end, you want your tight end to average at least a first down a catch. Your wide receiver averaging under 10 yards a catch, that's not very good. And a second-round pick for a 30-year-old wide receiver, that seems like a very steep price. Now, I've been reading that Emmanuel Sanders, Elway wants a second-round pick for Emmanuel Sanders. I probably would have gone that route, but hey, Emmanuel Sanders, went to Rutgers. Not Emmanuel Sanders. Mohamed Sanu went to Rutgers, and Coach Belichick has a familiarity with drafting players from Rutgers. I think the McCourty brothers, both of them, but he drafted Devin out of Rutgers, so he's familiar with that system. But Skip, I don't think he's a needle mover. I think this is Coach Belichick, but it just shows you that Coach Belichick, even though we're 7-0, I'm out here trying to make moves. I'm trying to get this team better, and he feels that this guy can help. Maybe at anything, Skip, it gives him depth. But like I said earlier, most of his targets were the tight ends and the running backs.
Yeah.
They're not pushing the ball down the field. And, you said the opening drive, I think you said 16 plays, like 80-something yards, Skip.
It was.
That's a lot of plays. There's a lot of things that can go wrong in 16 plays. You want to try to, at some point, Skip, you want to get a home run. You want to get a 40-yard or a 50-yard touchdown to take some of that pressure. To constantly have to go 16, 12, 14 plays, that's asking an awful lot, even of a quarterback of Tom Brady's caliber. But I don't think this moves the needle much in my estimation.
I do, because I have some breaking news here. Bill Belichick actually just went and got some help for Tom Brady, and I could not believe it. And I know a second rounder is a little steep.
He's a lot
but
steep.
Sanu 2 years ago had a career high in catches, and last year had a career high in yards. And this year so far, and he is a slot receiver, so you're going to have to play two slots, which you can in their system. They do that quite a bit. But he's a big slot. He's 6'2", 210, so Pro Football Focus says he had the second best catch rate of receivers who played at least 50% of their snaps this year so far in the slot. So if you throw it in his radius, he will catch it.
Yeah.
And again,
except the one he dropped and got led to an interception on Sunday.
Oh.
But we don't count that. But go ahead.
Well,
They missed that one.
Yeah, I missed that
Just
one.
for the record.
Yeah.
And he is a Rutgers guy, and that is a big deal to Belichick because he played all 3 years for Greg Schiano at Rutgers and been Schiano Belichick trusts, right?
That is true.
And he played with Devin McCourty and with Deron Harmon at Rutgers, and so he will fit chemistry-wise right into the locker room. I will bet you Tom Brady will, I don't know if he'll love him, but he'll like him, and I think he'll be a good fit for the other guys in the locker room. So, again, he's not a speed demon because at the Combine, it's 8 years ago, but he ran 4.67.
Oh,
so
he's 4.7 now. He's 4.7 all day, 4.7, 4.8 all day now.
But you know what? I'm not sure Julian Edelman's much faster than it now.
He's quicker.
He's just quick.
Yeah.
So you got two guys who can help you move the chains. What does Tom Brady do the best? He moves the chains, especially as we saw on third down and even fourth down last night. So again, I'm dealing from nothing here. Like I'm looking at Josh Gordon, and I like him, but as you said, looks like he's got like a piano on his back, right? So he looks like he's the size of Shannon Sharpe when he played tight end.
Yeah, he's bigger than me, Skip.
Right? He might be bigger.
He might
than
be
you.
closer to 240 now.
And now he's got a knee issue that must be worse than we know.
Yes.
Am I right about that?
Yes, I agree.
Worrisome.
Okay, so Belichick is getting to compensatory picks. Probably they're projected for next year because they lost Trey Flowers and I can't remember who else it was, but they got two, so those would be third-round picks.
Right.
So I guess he said, okay, I'll have a first and 2/3, so I can afford to get away with the second here because we got to have somebody.
Right.
And I don't know how healthy N'Keal Harry's going to be when he's due to come back.
It's hard to know.
I don't know. So all of a sudden I say, who do you have left here? Seriously. Is it Jacoby Myers? Is
And
that
at
all you
anything,
got?
Skip, he gives them depth.
Yeah.
Because remember the other night.
I think he gives them starter. I mean, like.
Well, you might, but considering, what game was that? The Giants, when they had to stay in one personnel grouping because of the injuries that they have.
Yeah.
So
For the whole second half.
Right. So it's just another body because, hamstring issue that could pop up again for Dorsett. You said Edelman is dealing with those rib issues. We don't know the health. When N'Keal Harry comes, how healthy will he be and how healthy will that foot or knee, whatever the injury he had that put him on IR, how long will that hold up? So he gives them another body. But Skip, I don't think he moves the needle. I mean, like you said, hey, he runs a lot of the shorter routes, and so maybe he and Edelman, they team
I don't
up.
know. It may be, but what I tell you, start of the year, I thought Gronk would start to think about coming back now, and now he's a proud new member of the Fox team, and he's doing great.
He's fitting in just fine.
And, he might say, life is good here. Maybe I don't need to subject myself to that cold up there.
Well, I know he ain't going back today because he and I, Antonio, got an interview. So we got a roundtable discussion. So
Really?
he won't be going
About
back to New England today. So maybe at some point in time he might be going back.
Will you ask him and find out if
Get
there's
the
any
scoop.
plans of that?
Yeah,
That would
tomorrow.
be great.
Yeah.
I saw him, Skip, the other day. I saw him, I think on IG with his shirt off. He don't look like a guy that's going back to play football anytime soon.
Slender.
Yeah.
Right?
He looks more like a basketball player than a
He
football
does.
player.
I agree. Yeah.
Look at
Okay.
him with
So.
his shirt off.
Yeah, he had his
Okay.
shirt off.
All right.
So I've always said that Belichick feels a little sabotagey toward Brady, but he didn't sabotage him this time.
No.
Got him somebody.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Okay.
he wants to win. That is something that has been established there.
No mercy.
Well, unfortunately, Zion Williamson is expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks after undergoing surgery to repair a torn meniscus. Last week, it was reported that Zion would only miss a period of weeks, but under this new timetable, the rookie will miss at least 20 games and maybe more. Big bummer here. Chris Broussard back with us. You know, how big of a deal, Chris, is Zion's injury?
I don't want to overreact because Blake Griffin, similarly explosive player, sat out his first year with a knee injury. Joel Embiid, first 2 years, he sat out. So we've seen guys come back. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say my concern level is a 3.5, 4, which is pretty high. And I say,
actually,
I thought
oh,
low.
you think so?
Yeah.
Okay, I say it this, I think it's high because I'm not looking at this as like something that could derail his career. But my concern is this. This is the third knee injury in 8 months.
Yep.
We haven't seen him play a stretch of 30 games even. Like he played 26 before he got hurt at Duke, and then half of a summer league game, and now 4 preseason games. The torque that he generates with his explosiveness, coupled with the weight, looks like a problem. And obviously none of us are doctors, but it looks like a problem. We saw it for Derrick Rose, who wasn't overweight, who wasn't big, and he had problems with it, and it kept him from being a superstar or Hall of Famer.
Okay.
Zion's got to drop the weight, I believe. It looks like baby fat. He has to do what Charles Barkley did. Charles Barkley, of course, came in plump and lost all that weight and was kind of chiseled, during his career. So the problem is you're not going to lose that weight during rehab.
I don't think so.
Right?
He's probably going to put some on.
Right. And so that's my concern. I don't want to overreact because I don't want to kind of even put that out there.
Right.
But, and I'll say this for the New Orleans Pelicans fans. I go back those 5 or 6 years when Dell Demps was GM, and I know everybody rips on Dell Demps. They had talent. Drew Holiday was there, AD was there, DeMarcus Cousins was there, Rajon Rondo was there, Nikola Mirotic, Eric Gordon, Ryan Anderson. Yeah. They just could never stay healthy.
Yeah.
Right.
And to see this happen again for the fans of New Orleans, I know that's got to be running through their mind, even though it's a new regime and all that, and I know they know what they're doing. But it's bothersome from a playoff standpoint, because some people think they might make the playoffs. 15 of their first 20 games are against teams that made the playoffs last year. So now they still have good talent without Zion because Brandon Ingram's starting in his place.
Everybody going to see Zion. Ain't nobody going to see him.
I get that, but
it's opening night.
They got good players.
Yeah.
Skip, it's opening night. It's opening night, bro.
Yeah. So
you want to see Zion?
Such a bummer. Such a bummer.
Hey.
Your face tells it all.
Crushing.
It is.
Crushing. This kid is going to be special if he can just get through the knee issues. So, look, I'm going to keep it in this perspective. My guy, Michael Gallup of the Dallas Cowboys, had this very same surgery recently and missed only 2 games, 2 weeks.
Wow.
It's medial meniscus. And just for the layman out there, what they're doing is they're going to clip part of the cushion between your bones and your knee. And it's frayed. It's got a little tear, and it's irritating because it's getting caught in the mechanism of your knee, and it's like, ow. But the good news was he didn't do it on one certain play because he played through the whole San Antonio game. He played 31 minutes and had 22 and 10. Okay. And as Alvin Gentry said, we didn't see the one. He didn't fall and writhe in pain because he stepped wrong or came down wrong. It just gave way. So, again, if you're clipping part of the cushion and you weigh close to 300 pounds and you're coming down like that, the cushion starts to give. And you know what happened in your knee?
Yes.
It starts to go bone against bone.
Yes.
And once that happens, you're done.
Yes.
You got huge problems.
Yes.
And you can try stem cells or whatever to regenerate, but you really can't.
Nope.
So my biggest fear for him going forward is Are these the first of many little clips? Are we going to have little frayed cartilage in there?
Yep.
Because if that's it, you got problems. But the good news was, I told you, Michael Gallup, I'll bet he'll be back in 2 games, and he was.
You did.
And he hasn't looked back. He's been dropping balls, but he hasn't been.
My biggest fear from this kid was always, Skip, his size and what he can generate.
Well, it's so freakish
Yes.
that it's too much with too much.
Right.
You know, your leaping ability doesn't match up with your girth.
Right.
You got too much tonnage coming down.
You go up that high, you got to land.
Yeah.
It's not like you landing on pillars.
Yeah.
That's all. Your knees are absorbing all that 285 time after time, night after night.
And Kareem played all those games, all those years, and he was 7'2", but he was
size of his
like
feet.
that.
Right.
You know?
And you see Kareem, Kareem been on the show, and he's the same size as a man, the elderly man now, as he was when he played. But normally,
and he wasn't like a leaper.
No,
you know, he did.
no.
You know,
He's like Larry Johnson with Vince Carter's height.
That's correct.
Yes.
That's what he's like.
I mean, at 285, that's just too much. I mean, he's going to have to, like you said, Charles Barkley came in. I think Charles said he was in the 280s, maybe close to 300.
Maybe.
And he got all the way down to the 250 range. This kid's going to have to be 250, Skip, if he wants to have longevity in the league.
Yeah.
He cannot play. And guess what, Skip? If you have problems, knee problems as a young man, you normally have knee problems as an older man. He's 19 at 285 with those kind of hops. And to have to do this night in and night out, I just feel bad because I just want to see the kid reach his potential.
Yeah.
And it's not getting off on the foot that we hoped it would.
Okay. The other silver lining is he did not rupture a ligament in his knee like Klay Thompson did, and now Steve Kerr is saying likely done for the whole year.
Right.
So that's just terrible. That's another blow to the league.
No doubt.
But at least this is fixable. Like you have a chance to come back and come back strong.
Right.
The thing for Zion is at this point he doesn't have the skill set, as skilled as he is, because he got handle, he's got some wiggle and all that. But he doesn't have the skill set to not be that explosive.
Right.
Like people are saying, he doesn't have that mid-range pull-up.
Yeah, his game
the 3 obviously isn't there yet. His game is based on getting to the rim and going around you or over you in the air. That's it.
That's his game.
He'll add stuff.
I saw it in the preseason. It was working.
Right.
He went at Rudy Gobert
He did,
like
right in
that.
his face.
No, it was.
showed that.
It was.
But the
I think he would average 20 points a game if he's fine. He'll average.
But that's the thing, Skip. He's going to have to expand his game because what happens if he can't be that explosive player anymore? If he can't leap like that.
If he can't leap like that, he's going to be like a role player.
Well, he's 6 feet 6 inches tall.
He's gonna be a
Period.
role
End
player.
of story.
Right.
Right?
Can he be Zebo?
No. Zebo had a whole life of not being able to jump and being crafty, and he can't.
But that's the thing. I mean, I just hate it because the kid is just so explosive. We just never seen anything like this. I mean, if he was 240 and leap like this, we like ooh. But 285, Skip.
What did I keep telling you? Pelicans are now must-see TV, and tonight I'll be like,
I ain't watching. I'm not going to Skip.
You know what?
Everybody else would be.
I'm going to say this for them, though, and I agree with you. Zion was the most exciting player to watch in the league. But I want to see Lonzo in this offense.
Yeah.
I want to see Brandon Ingram.
yeah, but I want to see Lonzo out on the break.
Throwing it.
with Zion.
Right.
I've seen Lonzo. I want to see Lonzo throwing
It's going to be a different Lonzo, though.
Makes it harder
I've
for
seen
Lonzo.
Brandon Ingram. I've seen True Holiday. I've seen Lonzo. I wanted to see Zion dunk on somebody. And now I got to wait a month to see him dunk on somebody.
I hope it's
Such
a
a
month.
tough
Right,
start.
let's hope.
I think I actually said out loud, "Oh no," when I saw the news. I just hope that it's out of the way. Can work on his nutrition and, hopefully a quick recovery. Because
They're
we're all
talking
waiting.
about it like it's no big deal. Like, 6 to 8 weeks will be back.
Let's hope that that's the
they're
case.
not, they're neat.
Chris, thank you.
No mercy.
LeBron, AD, and the new-look Lakers take on the Clippers tonight as the NBA season tips off. Kawhi will be making his debut for the Clippers, while teammate Paul George sits this one out as he recovers from shoulder surgery. So, Shannon, who you got? Who wins tonight?
The march for the title starts tonight.
Starts tonight. I think it might be one tonight.
Are you marching in your seat?
You're marching? Wow.
Step by
That's
step.
interesting.
Yes, it's going down, Skip, baby.
You're going nowhere fast, I got to tell you.
That was well done.
We're going to get it with Skip. We're going to go on and do this thing to him. We're going to put that pain on him.
Really?
Give
even for what number 2 did?
No. What we're going to do is what we do to people is that we beat you down and send a message. So kind of like punishment. So it's not only to punish the team we're playing, but also to deter the others that we might have to play. This is what you're in for.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So the Clippers going to get their pain tonight. I think we're going to do them bad. We're going to put that thing on them like 121, 113.
113. Well, that's not doing them bad.
8 points.
Come on.
Oh, that's a champion.
They win by 20.
No. They're supposed to win the title.
Huh.
You know, the title. They're supposed to win the title. Yes.
Well, that's with Paul George, who is not going to play tonight, right?
We had Paul George. We beat him by 12.
I'm going to assume you're right that the Lakers will come out and put on a show tonight, and they will effectively win the championship tonight so that you can come in here and lead the parade tomorrow.
Can't wait.
I told you so. It's over after one of 82 games.
Yep.
And I assume this is, it'll be the king saying, watch this comeback season for the ages.
Yep.
I am the star of Space Jam 2, and I am back on the basketball court. But you know what? I think all the pressure tonight will be on the visiting team, which is the Lakers. They are the visitors tonight. So I think all the pressure will be on LeBron and AD to show us. The eyes of the world will be on AD.
We like that pressure.
And LeBron.
Yep.
So you know what? I'm going to take a flyer on the home team tonight. The poor little underdog Clippers. I'm going to take them.
Okay.
They'll win by 1 point. I'll go 106 to 105.
Good. We got a case on it.
Nope. I'm doing
No, we got a case.
I'm betting my pride on it.
No, that's your team.
I'm taking the hopeless underdog.
Take it, number 2.
That's your.
Do you want to march again for us?
No.
That was fun.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.